What is up? What's going on, fellow fanatics?
Hello, hello, hello.
New week. It's not really it is a new week. We just missed the top of the week, but it is a new week. We have some new things to talk to you guys about. Hopefully, hear from you guys as well. How is everybody doing? Appreciate everybody that's coming in. Appreciate everybody that's already commenting, the ones that are watching, the ones that have liked this video. If you haven't liked this video, go ahead and do that. And we will get on into the topics and everything that we have to talk about tonight. Before we do that, Corey, how have you been since the last time that we were on this stage?
Good. Same old, same old. Living the American dream. So, how are you? How have you been?
I have been pretty good. Pretty good. You know, I feel like I'm never making enough money.
That part.
It's like, damn, I need to make more. But like I told you before we went live, I almost didn't go live today because when I got home this evening, my hand is still shaking from the. It didn't puncture, but they definitely hit a nerve or something when they bit down. But my dogs fought. Had to break that up. And got bit in the process. Yeah, that shit is annoying. Like somebody's really about to find a different address. But yeah, no. Other than today's little fiasco with those dumbasses, it has been pretty fine.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah, so we have a whole bunch of things to talk about. First thing we'll get into, we'll go ahead through the docket here. We'll talk about Lilo and Stitch. I have seen it. I know Corey has not, so I will give just my overall thoughts. Of not, go in depth of it, but I'll give my thoughts on it. We'll talk about the Vision Quest series casting of Jocasta. We'll also talk about the Eyes of Wakanda first look, or new look rather, and some of the things that they had to say about that. We'll talk about Hulk being in Brave. I always call that fucking movie Brave New World, Brand New Day, and we will talk about the HBO finally casting the 3 major roles in the Harry Potter HBO Max series, and that is Harry himself, Hermione, and Ron. So we're going to talk about that, and then we'll get with you guys in the Q&A portion and see what you guys have to say. We appreciate everybody again. Groovy, Stamina, Xavier, Ricardo, Zingbeto. Appreciate all you guys being here. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing that we're going to go ahead and get into is just going to be Lilo and Stitch. So Lilo and Stitch came out this past Friday, came out Thursday for the early premiere showing, but it was shown to everybody on Friday. I went and saw it on Friday. I took a leap of faith this time when I went to the movie theater. I am not, as you guys know, I moved to the city. And there are different suburbs, like any city. There are different suburbs of Oklahoma City. Depending on the suburb that you're in, depends on the atmosphere that you are around, right, I'll say. And so I went to one of the suburbs here, Midwest City, and I went to the Warren in Midwest City. I saw the Thunderbolts at that one, and like I said, there was only 5 of us in there, so maybe that's why it was so chill and calm, and I enjoyed and really loved my experience. So this time around, I said, I'm not going to drive to Moore and go to the IMAX in Warren. I'm going to go see it right down the street, Midwest City, go to that theater. Went there. The minute I sat down, and this is nothing against my people. I love my people. I'm rooting for everybody black. But the minute I sat down and I saw them 4 ghetto black sisters in front of me, I said, there's no way I want to sit in this seat. There's no way I want to stay here. On top of that, the theater was packed. It was a very packed theater. Now, mind you, I told you before I even sat down, I didn't want to sit down. They were taking pictures on their Snapchats the whole time. Their children were running up and through the aisles the whole time. Now, mind you, there was a white couple behind me too with their loud-ass child. On top of the plot changes that I hated to this movie, I hated my experience in this movie. I wanted my fucking money back, not because my
the experience was a no.
It was awful. I will never, ever, I promise you, unless it is a matinee, I will never view another movie at the Midwest City Warren Theater ever again.
Said absolutely the fuck not.
Never again. That was the worst.
Like honestly, even though Norman is like not. I mean, Norman has money, don't get me wrong, but there's other cities that are, way more fancier than we are. I feel like there's certain things we got very blessed with, and the movie theaters is one of them. Norman never missed on a movie theater. Even the dollar movie theater back in the day.
Back in the day, yep.
Back in the day, boy, you couldn't tell me nothing about that dollar movie theater.
Yep. Yeah, I'm like I just regret not going to the
To the
Warren.
one, yeah, and the one in Moore is so nice.
It is, and this one's nice too. The Midwest City one is nice. It's like the balcony is where I said last time. The seats recline back so far, like it's
Okay.
nice. It was just and they heat up. It was just like I said, the atmosphere of the people around me was terrible. Like she had gotten into it. She was sitting in somebody else's seats. She had gotten into it with those people, and then she said, "On my children, on my kids, I got these seats. We could take this outside." I'm thinking to myself, bro, the lights haven't even gone off yet. Oh my God. So I'm like, this ghetto ass shit. I don't want to be here. So, but like I said, the movie overall, I think the little girl that plays Lilo, I think she's fantastic. I think the CGI on Stitch was phenomenal. I absolutely hated the plot changes that they made. Other than that, I think the movie is well deserving of all the accolades and the box office that it's receiving right now, because it is a great film. I think it's one of Disney's better live action films. It just that Jumba change that we talked about last stream, that
I'm like not very excited to see that. I'm like,
I really did not like Courtney B. Vance as Cobra Bubbles either. I just the added characters and things, I didn't those things I just didn't really care for. But the things that were beat for beat the animation, I loved. Like you know, the beginning, the very beginning is minus Captain Gantu is almost beat for beat the animation. And it was great. So I really enjoyed that. Like I said, the little girl, she's great.
Yeah, I've been seeing her little tour press interviews, and she's so adorable. Oh, I love her. And I also have been hearing too, like this has been one of the best remakes that Disney has done since they started doing remakes outside of like the Lion King. I know the first Lion King was a very big hit.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either. That was a big hit. Also. I haven't. The only ones of their live action films I really care for is Jungle Book. I think that was their first. Maybe I could be wrong. I thought Jungle Book was phenomenal.
Jungle Book was good.
Yeah.
Jungle Book was phenomenal. Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. Because Jungle Book, the animation, I'll still sit down to this day and just watch.
Yeah,
I really like the live action one.
Mufasa, it was okay. I didn't really like the plot changes and the things that changed the Lion King lore in that either. But Mufasa was all right. And, you know, they're currently, word on the Disney streets, are working on Lion King 2 live action, Simba's Pride.
Okay.
So that should maybe be the next live action film. But we know that Snow White failed. So this is, I'm sure, a big win in Disney's eyes for them, coming off the heels of Snow White, coming off the heels of yet another failed, live action film. This is a hit for them, I think. Again, I don't like personally some of the plot changes, but it's not enough for me to say that this still isn't, that this wasn't a hit. It's still a hit. There were things, again, the little girl for me, I wish I remembered her name, the little actress that plays Lilo, her performance with Stitch, even though Stitch is obviously not really there, she carries the film. She really does. She really, truly does. It's cute, the moments that her and Stitch have. I mean, we saw the featurette where she said, you know, my superpower is my only superpower is when I run, I fart, and then Stitch does like that's just it's a really, really cute Disney remake. One thing that I didn't like, though, again, is the changes. The director did an interview where he was saying how the director said how what did he say? They couldn't make Captain Gantu work or something like that, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, what do you mean you couldn't make it work? You didn't want it to work because it worked perfectly in the animation. You could have made it work. I think obviously the thing was the budget. I think the thing was the budget. I don't know that.
I was just about to say, I'm wondering if like with the budget and how much CGI they had to use, it just wasn't, because Gantu's a big guy.
He's in 99% of the movie,
right?
So it's like, yeah, you do got to have him. And I thought that was missing. I didn't like Jumba's role, and it wasn't that I would have liked Jumba more if Zach Galifianakis wasn't playing Jumba. That is a awful casting. I guess I never paid attention to it during the promo or listening to him talk, but listening to him sitting down in the theater, listening to him talk as Jumba, horrible. Horrible. Zach Galifianakis is. I think he's great. I think he's a great, hilarious. But as Jumbo,
I don't know. I'm gonna have to when I sit down and see it. That's when I'm gonna be like, okay, this is.
You'll have to tell me what you think about him as Jumba and things like that, because I just didn't think it's that great. But so anyway, that is Lilo and Stitch. It is currently out. It is the highest grossing film currently. And it is, I don't want to say high grossing film currently, the highest. It is grossed over 360 million worldwide in the box office since it dropped on Friday. So over its weekend debut, that is how much it has made worldwide. So it is going into its second weekend. We'll see if its second weekend does have legs, if it's going to pick up more steam, word of mouth, and I believe it is. Just from what I've seen, there were kids in the theater, but there were more adults, millennials, people our age, dressed up in the Lilo and Stitch pajamas and things like that. So right. I'm sure as the word of mouth gets out and people are really loving this film, I think it's got an A+ on Cinema Score still. We'll see what the second week is going to do, but it is currently out, and I do highly recommend that you do go and see it. All right, moving on to the next thing here. Vision Quest is what we will be discussing next. So Vision Quest, it came out late, I think late yesterday evening. That, if I'm saying her name correctly, I know her from the Haunting of Hill House series on Netflix and things like that. But her name is Tanaya Miller, I believe. She's a British actress, and she is going to be portraying Jocasta in the Vision Quest series that is coming to Disney Plus. Now, Vision Quest is supposed to be the last Disney Plus series that is going to be starring a major Marvel movie character. So it's not going, these Disney Plus shows are no longer going to have your star characters as the main character of the Disney Plus shows. They might make cameos here and there, or names might mention or whatever, but your Disney Plus shows are going to be more focused on your Agathas. They're going to be more focused on like your Iron Fist and things like that. Daredevil. It's not going to be more so your Avenger type characters. Vision Quest is going to be the last one that comes out. And we've known for a while that Jocasta was going to be in the series. We know a lot of other things about the series too, as far as Tommy is going to be in the series. They are going to be, Ultron is also in the series. Spader is coming back to voice Ultron.
Okay, I was supposed to ask if that was still a thing.
Yes, still a thing. You have to, in order to have Jocasta, you got to have Ultron.
You have to have Ultron.
So we'll have Ultron back in as the main villain of the series. It'll be White Vision as well. How Tommy is intermingled into the series is yet to be known. I don't think we've had a plot come out yet as far as a plot leak or anything like that. But we do know that Tommy is going to be in the show. If there's going to be some hints at Wanda, I'm not really sure. The director did say something a few days ago in an interview where they were asked about some big things that we could possibly be seeing in the Vision Quest show that could tie into the overall story being told in the MCU currently. And they hinted at possibly, and I highly doubt it, we're going to see anything with Elizabeth Olsen actually being in the series herself. But as far as maybe like Wiccan or something like that, possibly, but he or she, I can't remember who the director is, had said that the Marvel, and I'm speaking verbatim, Marvel had said something like, the big things you want to do them in this show. The things that you want to reach for, the crazy things that are going to make people's jaw drops, do that in the show. And then the director was saying, like, I can think of some really big, crazy things. And it's like, so we're kind of shooting and swinging for the fences. So I don't really know what we can expect with Vision Quest, but we know that Tanaya Miller has been casted as Jocasta. This is coming from comicmovie.com, and this is what they had to say. Is that we've been hearing rumors that Marvel Studios' WandaVision spinoff, focusing on Paul Bettany's Synthezoid, will introduce Jocasta to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and a reliable source is now claiming that the role has been filled. According to Daniel Richman, Tanaya Miller, Foundation, The Fall of House of Usher. I don't know her from any of those. I know her from, again, The Haunting of Hill House. Will play the Bride of Ultron in Disney Plus series. The scooper mentioned that Jocasta will be the villain, but there's a chance that she will ultimately end up, of course she will, ultimately end up joining the Avengers down the line. In the comics, Jocasta, later known as Jocasta Pym, was created to be the bride, or Ultron's bride, and was given the brain waves of Janet Van Dyne. It remains to be seen if the character will be given the similar origin for her live-action debut. Miller has numerous films and TV credit to her name, and was a standout in Mike Flanagan's Netflix adaptation, The Haunting of Bly Manor and The Fall of House of Usher. That goes on. The untitled Vision Quest project, which may or may not end up being called Vision Quest, has been described as the third-part trilogy that started WandaVision and continues in Agatha all along. We found out last year that the show has been revamped with Star Trek Picard executive producer. Am I still on the screen?
Yeah.
My screens just went out.
Like all your screens just went out?
Yeah. Well, this left one's back on. My screen to see you is not. I can see you on the TV because it is on there, but hold on. Let me.
It's crazy.
What the fuck?
I was like, because it's still on the article.
Yeah, the article's on there, but I can't. What the fuck? It's black. Like, it's my screen's down here, but it's like all slowly coming back on. But okay. Okay. Well, if the screen is still on there.
Yeah, because you just scrolled it up.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck that was about. Anyway, Vision Quest, Jocasta, Bride of Ultron. She's going to be coming tonight. Miller is going to be portraying her in the show. Paul Bettany. They went on to say, they said, in addition with Bettany's Avengers Age of Ultron, James Spader set to reprise his Ultron role. It's unclear whether Ultron will be returning as a robot or in human form. There's been no mention of Elizabeth Olsen's potential involvement, but the series will take place after the events of WandaVision, and as Ghost Vision presumably explores his new purpose in life. Now, I just want to remind everyone that was in 2021 that Vision said, "I am Vision," and took off, and we have yet to catch up with that whole thing. So I wonder, and I really don't have to wonder, I believe I'm going to hit the nail on the head here when I say this. Vision Quest is going to be another, well, you know what? I could be very wrong about that. I don't even want to say that about Vision Quest, because what Agatha did, with this being a spinoff of a spinoff of a spinoff, it could
be cooking with something.
Generate the same audience that watched Agatha and things like that are going to tune in because they are invested and interested in Wanda's story and where all of this is going. I'm one of the people invested in Wanda's story in the MCU. So it could, but if let's go on the end here and say that it performs the way that Daredevil has performed, it performs the way that I know we haven't seen the numbers for Ironheart, but the way that Ironheart is going to perform, or it performs the way that some of these other shows that are yet to come, Wonder Man, Eyes of Wakanda, some of these other ones that are yet to come out. Again, it's in that conversation of Marvel is just in that pit that they have dug where no one is just interested at the moment.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like you said, last time we heard about this story, it was 2021, and we haven't had anything weave us into that, back into that conversation, to get us excited about that conversation. So, but because of who the characters are. I mean, I think I for sure would be more interested into it because of Ultron, just because I liked Ultron, you know what I mean, and I love Vision, but um, like you said, it's just like are they going to get people excited enough to watch it on a weekly? I wonder if it's going to be weekly. Are they going to pull an Ironheart and do the first few episodes?
I don't think they do that with Vision Quest, because I think they are thinking kind of the same thing that maybe I just said, and I'm just opinion here about the whole returning audience. And then you just mentioned too, which I don't know how I forgot that, just read the article, obviously Ultron. So you have the curiosity of everybody that is a major Ultron fan from the Age of Ultron and him being in it, with wanting to see more of Ultron. Yeah, you could possibly. And then there were the rumors too about the whole human form and robot form, and what is he's going to be in both or whatever. So, yeah, it could be interesting. Could be interesting.
Could be, but is it going to be interesting enough? That's the question.
That is the question. Is it going to be interesting enough? I will say this, since we're on the Marvel stuff. I posted this on my Instagram story over the weekend. One of my best friends, and we were co-head coaches on our AAU team. Greg, he's military, but he moved to Colorado, then they moved to California. Now they're in Texas, and he is done. This is his last stop. So he has started a team in each city that he's been in, but now he's got another team in Texas. So they were just at a tournament here in Oklahoma this past weekend. So I went and watched them play. And as I was watching, well, before we went and watched them play, went out and eat and everything like that, I met up with them later that night. And it was his wife, his son, who was also now in the Navy, and myself and Greg. And we're sitting down at dinner, and we're talking about, they're asking me about the YouTube channel and asking me, how's it going, blah, 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 things like that. And of course, started asking me about different movies, had I seen this, or what I think about this, and things like that. So then we started talking about Marvel. And when I tell you, now granted, these were just 3 casuals. Maybe not every casual thinks this way, but I just kind of going off of other conversations I've had with other casual fans as well. But when I tell you that Marvel should truly be worried for July, they should truly be worried for July. None of them were interested in seeing Thunderbolts, but that's evident in Thunderbolts numbers. Thunderbolts is still the lowest grossing Marvel film to date.
Yeah, that one did not do hot.
So none of them are interested in seeing Thunderbolts. And the thing that they were asking me about, them, like, what is Thunderbolts? That sounds like something like, is that like a fake team? Or like, who is this? Like, sounds like something that they should have put on Disney Plus. And these are their words. And things like that. Then asking like, so who are the Avengers, and what's going on? What's up with that guy in the trailer turning people into shadows and stuff? Like, who is that? And like,
thank you.
And they were like, I think I'm just going to skip this one and blah, blah, blah. So then I asked, okay, curiosity here. Are you interested in seeing? Because I haven't asked casual fans like that's like curiosity. Are you guys going to see Fantastic Four? Are you interested in it? Now, mind you, their son, Braylon is young. Braylon's like, I think Braylon is maybe 19, maybe 18. He said, he was the first one to talk, and he said, maybe the one from like early 2000s wasn't bad. He's like, but maybe. Andrea's wife wasn't interested. And Greg asked me what I thought. And I said that the trailers got you guys interested. And they said, not really. And they were asking, like, how does this fit in with what was happening? And then this is where it really kicks in. Okay, now make sure you're paying attention. How does this kick in with what happened in Loki? So when I tell you that the casuals checked out a long time ago. And again, granted, these are 3 people. These are just 3 people. But I think you could take those 3 people's opinions and thoughts, and you can look at the numbers and projections and box office for Thunderbolts, and you can see that this might be the majority's overall thoughts. That was just the interesting. And when they said all that, I'm laughing as they're saying, I'm laughing. I'm like, bro, this is, and I told them, I was like, we talk about this shit all the time. So it's refreshing to finally hear it from people that aren't that don't really give a damn about Marvel, but will go watch the movies like that. And they're like,
Yeah.
I have no idea what's even going on.
How did we get here? What is going on? Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
You know what? I've already asked one too many questions. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah. So it's been that was an interesting conversation. So I am very, very, very curious for Fantastic Four's numbers in July. I don't remember who these numbers came from, but there were numbers out there that at the current moment in the pop culture zeitgeist, Superman is the current conversation. Um, if you look at the numbers on the trailer, it's got more numbers. And now, granted, the internet stuff doesn't matter. It only matters on the day that people sit their asses in the theaters and that box office, things like that. But it's tough for me. It's tough. I'm very excited to see Superman, but I'm very excited to see Fantastic Four as well. And I can't say that the marketing hasn't been good for Fantastic Four either, because the thing that they just did with them in the elevator for Game 4 of playoffs, obviously Fantastic Four Game 4, it's like, that was, I get it. It was cool again, but are people looking at that, at watching the finals and like, yeah, I'm gonna go see Fantastic Four. Yeah, so I don't know, but
Oof.
It's interesting. The question is for you guys. Let us know down below what you guys are thinking. Are you thinking like, that Vision Quest is going to get those views and things like that due to it being a spinoff of a spinoff of a spinoff and people being already invested? Or you think people that were even invested in Agatha and WandaVision and things like that are even starting to have that fatigue of waning off of Marvel? You gotta let me know what you think. All right, next thing we'll move on to is going to be Spider-Man. And that is going to be Spider-Man Brand New Day, not Brave New World, Brand New Day. Spider-Man Brand New Day has gone through so many mother flipping changes, from casting to who the villain was going to be, to the story, to being multiversal, to being grounded, to being before Doomsday, to happening concurrently with Doomsday, to happening after. So many different things with Brave New World have been. Right there, I did it. So many different things with Brand New Day have been going on. But the newest rumors, and we're not going to go through all the rumors, they might touch on some of them in here, but the newest rumor is that Hulk is supposed to be joining, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is supposed to be joining the cast of Spider-Man Brand New Day. And they also said that it's not going to be a little role. It's not going to be a little cameo. It's a significant role, and it's a sizable role for he's going to be in the film quite a bit. There's also been rumors that, as you can see here on the picture, Ghost Rider is supposed to appear in Brand New Day. Brand New Day. And some others. But this is what comicbookmovie.com is having to say about it. They said, over Memorial Day weekend, the news broke that Mark Ruffalo will reportedly reprise his role as Bruce Banner, Hulk, Spider-Man, in Brand New Day. The wall-crawler MCU movies always pair Spidey up with an Avenger, and this is an incredible pick. For starters, they've never crossed paths on screen before, despite having a pretty amazing history on pages. The character lends himself well to a story where Spider-Man explores his duality. We still have no real idea what this movie will look like, but it's safe to assume that these two will fight and team up. Peter Parker has never been overly close with Bruce, but characters are the Doctor who will become his latest big screen mentor. Okay. Beyond that, how else might he factor into what we will see next summer? By clicking the next view. Oh, okay.
Wait, mentor?
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, what? But chances are that.
So does that mean, are we getting Bruce, or are we getting
Doctor will become his mentor? I see.
Okay.
What they're trying to say is, because there have been people out there after the rumor came out saying that, okay, well, what if he's literally in the film as Professor Hulk and he's a professor at Peter's college or something like that, and he's one of Peter's new mentors or something like that, and then later on down the line I don't know, something like that. That's what some people have been speculating. Some have speculated Maestro, if it is a Battle World film. I don't know in what capacity he's going to be in the film.
All right, then I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah. Let's see. yeah, and they're just going and talk about different comic books that he has shown up in. So I don't know in what capacity he's going to show up in Spider-Man 4. What I do know is I don't want it to be that, what a lot of people are speculating, and that seems like it is just so on par with Marvel to have him be Professor Hulk at Spider-Man's college or something like that. I don't want that.
Yeah, that seems so. I mean, but you have to remember too, at this point, no one knows who Peter Parker is, so I guess, but still, I don't know.
Yeah, nobody knows who Peter Parker is, but I want Savage Hulk. I'm not interested in Hulk.
That's where I'm getting at. Like we've already had the smart. We get it. I need when I think of Hulk, I'm thinking Hulk smash.
And I'm quite sick of all the mentorships also with Peter. I thought literally that was the end of with No Way Home. I thought we were getting away from that. But he was finally going to be that grounded level Spider-Man, that we've been waiting for. No mentor, nobody knows him. He's, trying to figure things out on his own, got the job, working, going to college, trying to balance it all out while being that friendly neighborhood. I thought that's where we were. So I'm not interested in the whole mentorship deal with that. But what's currently, what was on the screen there, them Hulk and Spider-Man fighting or something like that. And then, maybe there's a bigger threat or something. I don't know. I'm interested in that, but I am not interested in. And I really don't know in what capacity he's in this film. Again, a lot of people have also speculated Maestro. He could be showing up as Maestro Hulk, and that could be a type of Battle World type deal. But I really don't know. And that's assuming, and I don't believe it does, that Spider-Man 4 happens after Doomsday. I believe it's still happening. And actually, no, I'm sorry. It is happening before Doomsday. With the delays of Secret Wars, this is still coming out before Doomsday. This is still coming out before Doomsday. So that does not make it a Battle World film. So I don't know in what capacity Hulk is in this film. I really don't.
Damn. All right. Well, damn. That wasn't.
But it's. I mean, there's so many different things going on with Spider-Man 4. They have, Mary Jane. They've said that Sadie Sink is supposedly going to be playing Mayday, and you've got some.
Wasn't Daredevil supposed to appear in this? And
Punisher is supposed to.
Yeah. So I'm like, how did Hulk get in this?
There's a lot going on with Spider-Man 4. So that's why I'm like, I'm wondering if some of these rumors are just to throw people off. Are they putting stuff out there that's not? Because this is a lot. This is a lot going on in this film. I mean, last week, were we not just talking about Mr. Negative? Were we not just talking about
literally
someone for Mr. Negative?
Mr. Negative, yeah.
So it's like we're going from Mr. Negative. Then we were talking about Scorpion. They were talking about Tombstone. They were talking about, again, Sadie Sink being Mayday. They were talking about having now the Hulk, Punisher, Ghost. I'm just like, what the fuck is brand new day?
Right. I can't even get the name straight because there's so much going on.
There's a lot going on in the film, so I really don't know. I don't know. I'm waiting for some type of plot synopsis to leak to give us a real idea of what could possibly be going on in this film, and then we can craft that together with some of the other rumors out there, and then see what happens. But as of right now, it seems like Spider-Man 4 is going to be a very packed film. Is it going to be a multiversal film? I don't know. They were saying grounded at one point as well. So I don't know. Did Sony get their way? Did Marvel get their way? And it's going to be, don't know. I really don't know. But one thing I do know is that this one's not one of the ones that's delayed. This is still coming out on time before Doomsday. I'm sure it's going to be one of those films that leaves us on a major cliffhanger as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
For sure.
Gotta wait and see what happens with that one. But we'll move on off of there, move on to the next topic. That is that for that. You guys let me know what you guys think down below on Spider-Man. There's a lot going on in Spider-Man 4. You think they're going to be able to pull it off with all of that? Do you think that some of these things are just being put out there? Some of this is just on the table as ideas and not going to make the final cut? Let me know what you guys are thinking down below. All right, let's move on here to the last topic. And the last topic is something that I was very much against at the very beginning of all of this, but I'm I've come around. I'm around to wanting to see it. There are still some little concerns I have, obviously, with the Snape casting and things like that. But that, of course, is the Harry Potter HBO Max series that is going to be coming out. And we finally have our Ron, Harry, and Hermione of the series. And
Yay!
that was announced today by HBO. So, and that is going to be, what's their names? Let's see. After more than, this is coming from comicbookmovie.com as well, it says, after more than 30,000 young actors auditioned for the roles, HBO has finally found the upcoming Harry Potter TV show's 3 young leads. As we first reported, the small screen reboot has cast newcomers Dominic McLaughlin in the role of Harry Potter, Arbella Stanton as Hermione Granger, and Alistair Stout as Ron Weasley. The picture of the kids, let me see here. The picture of the kids, I thought they looked pretty good.
They look phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
I was shook.
Compare it. Where is that picture? This one. Yeah. I think they really nailed the casting. I mean, I haven't seen these kids act. I did look up the Arbella Stanton because I was very interested, especially with all the people, especially with Variety race baiting. John Roca called them out on Twitter with them race baiting, trying to put her picture up next to Hermione's and saying, or Hermione's next to Emma Watson's and saying,
Emma Watson's.
Blah blah blah, da, da, da. Just trying to get rises out of people. The same thing they did with when they said what they said about Sinners in their headline, and they got called out for that. So, I like this. I like what I'm seeing as far as look. I haven't seen these kids act or anything like that, but I like what I'm seeing as far as look goes. And if I'm pairing them outside of what's his name, Papoose, whatever. If I'm comparing. These 3 with the casting we've already gotten for the teachers so far, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
I'm actually excited, and I'm excited, and I'm like not like a huge. I can't say I'm a huge Harry Potter fan because I haven't. I need to sit down and just like consistently. There's so much that I've watched and seen, guys, and there's so much that I haven't. Okay, I've seen the first 3 movies consistently because the first 3 movies are my favorite, and then after the 4th and on, I just haven't been able. I haven't sat down and watched it. So.
Oh my! Wait a minute.
I know.
Hold on. So you're telling me you've seen Sorcerer's Stone, you've seen Chamber of Secrets, you've seen what is the third? Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, and then I think the third is not Azkaban, is it?
Yeah.
Is it Prisoner of Azkaban? The third one? I think it's
Prisoner of Azkaban, and then the Phoenix one. Maybe I've seen that one. Is that Rise of the Phoenix? I don't know.
All right, so it's Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets. Then it's it's Prisoner of Azkaban. I was right. Then it's Goblet of Fire. Then it's Order of Phoenix. Then the Deathly Hallows.
I think I've seen Order of the Phoenix.
I'm sorry, Half-Blood Prince, then Deathly Hallows. Half-Blood Prince is my favorite.
But I haven't, you know what I mean? So, I've seen it, but I haven't seen it. There's a lot that I've seen in this world, Darius, and there's so much that I haven't.
Yeah, you got to sit down and you got to really watch those.
I know. And this week is supposed to be very droopy and rainy, so I'm like, is this?
That is the best time. If it's not around Halloween or Christmas,
every time I see somebody post about it, it's always either rainy days or fall or Christmas, and I'm like, well,
because Harry Potter is fucking a Christmas movie. I don't care what anybody says. Harry Potter is a Christmas movie. Every film happens around Christmas. They're always celebrating Christmas in every film, so it's a Christmas movie. Goblet of Fire, great.
Maybe I've seen Goblet of Fire. I feel like I've seen a Goblet of Fire. I feel like I've seen chunks of it. I haven't seen the whole thing consistently. I've just seen chunks of it. If that makes sense.
Goblet of Fire is the competition one where they have to compete in different. Schools come.
Yeah. I've seen bits and pieces of that one.
Yeah, that one's great.
And then, like I said, it's just not consistent enough for me to sit here and say I'm a Harry Potter fan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I love Potter. Growing up in the Bible Belt, I was not allowed to watch Potter growing up. I grew up in a very, Baptist, Southern Baptist household, and that witchcraft was not going to corrupt me. So I was not allowed to watch um, Harry Potter. So I didn't watch Harry Potter until because I moved out at 17. I moved out of my mother's house at 17. Me and my sister's father did not ever see eye to eye. So I moved out. So when I moved out at 17, at that time I was working for OU and I was working one of their parking lots. So I just sat in a booth all day with my computer, my laptop. So I went to Walmart, got all the Harry Potters, watched them, fell fucking madly in love.
He said,
"What have I been missing? This is what I've been missing."
I feel like I'm gonna sit down and watch it and be the same way. Like, why did I take this long to sit down and do this? Like, I feel like it's just I'm one of those people, like, if I get into something, I want to give it my undivided attention because I know for a fact that I'm going to fucking love it. Like, I know I'm gonna be a fan. You know what I mean? If I take the time to watch it and it's good, I'm gonna be a fan. And I want to give it my undivided attention. And that's hard right now with the 4-year-old. So
yeah, no, I love Harry Potter. Definitely want to go to Universal to go to Diagon Alley and go to the Ministry of Magic that they just did at Epic Universal. Yeah, I fucking love Harry Potter, so I want to go see all of that stuff. So I'm excited for this. Like I said, they've got Lithlow as Dumbledore. Let me see if I can pull up the casting here.
I was like, is there any way we can pull up like do they have like, I know they posted the Harry, Hermione, and Polta, but have they posted like a full blown?
They've given some of the teachers. We don't have everybody, but they have given some of the teachers. I'm trying to see if I can get a picture though with everyone. Let me see. Nope, how I'm getting right now. Nope, oh, here it is, right here. Boom, boom, boom. All right.
It's like, I'm not finding it.
This is what they've got so far. All right, so as Filch, we've got don't know. I've seen him out in the middle here. I've seen him act in things. I'm not sure who though.
Oh, I'm liking this so far.
Professor Quirrell. Not sure who he is either. I do know who Janet McTeer is, though. Again, I love her in Ozark. She plays Helen. I rewatch Ozark quite often. I'm currently rewatching Ozark right now. And if you haven't watched Ozark and you don't know who Helen, or you don't know you've never seen Janet, because I'd never seen her in anything before Ozark. She is terrifyingly good in Ozark. She makes you believe she works for the fucking cartel.
Oh, wow.
She's terrifying. She's terrifying. So
I love a terrifying character.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see her as McGonagall. I want to see where she goes with this. I think she's going to kill that. Then, of course, this terrible casting in the middle of Severus. Then you've got Lithlow up here as Dumbledore. Again, I'm not sure his name either. That's going
that is I know we've talked about this, but I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot they were doing that.
No, that's and the funny thing
that's a swap if I've ever seen it before.
Marcus tagged me in this today on Twitter, and this is what we talked about on the show, and somebody else said it, but Marcus was the first person I had heard say it. He said Black Incel Snape is going to bully a little white boy over his failed swirler fantasies, and Malfoy about to call a brown girl a filthy I didn't even think about that. Oh my god, I didn't even think about Malfoy about to call a little brown girl a filthy mudblood. This is gonna be this is gonna be worse than a Tyler Perry production. That is funny. I didn't even think about that. I was so focused on the Snape shit. I didn't even think about them casting. That's right. That's funny. You filthy little mudblood. That's funny. Ooh.
Oh, that's wild.
Oh.
Because, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the books, isn't Hermione black in the books?
I think it's alluded to that she's black.
That she's black. Okay, that's what I thought. But was Malfoy like like he was still like a mean person, right? In the book, right? Because I've never read the books, as you can tell.
I didn't read them either. See, Harry Potter came out when I was in the second. I was in the second grade. I was in the second grade when Harry Potter came out. And because I remember all of us being in line, because we all saw the commercials, even though I didn't get to watch the movies. I saw the commercials, and the prominent thing in the commercial at that time was when why am I blanking on his name? When God, I forget. Anyway, Harry, Hermione, and Ron were sneaking out, and they got stopped by the kid that Bellatrix killed. Come on, somebody in the comments. Bellatrix killed his parents. But he stopped them, and then Hermione had said something like to him, and then she said, "Wingardium Leviosa," and then he like froze, and we were all doing that in line, like standing in line, everybody like Wingardium, and we all just like freeze and fall. Like, I remember that very, very vividly. So even though I didn't get to watch it, I participated in some of the things like the commercials. So yes, thank you, Urban. It was Neville. So
Neville. Yeah. Okay.
Neville. So no, very, 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 very cool thing that they're doing with Harry Potter. I'm excited for it for sure. I didn't read the books. They were very popular during that time. People were checking them out all the time and reading the thick ass books in the second grade, but that was not my cup of tea. But like I said, I enjoyed them when the movies came back around for sure.
Well, I'm gonna definitely have to watch all of them before I watch the series, but I am very excited still because what I have seen, I absolutely loved. So it's not that I don't like Harry Potter. I've just never had the time to sit down and just like indulge into the whole entire universe because I feel like that's gonna take a few days. Because there's 8 movies.
9.
Well, isn't there 8, and then there's like one that's like 2 parts? Or is there 9 altogether, right?
There's 8.
There's 8.
7. They consider it to be 7, but the 2-parter makes it 8.
Makes it 8. Okay. And each one's probably anywhere from like 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, that's gonna take me a day and a half max. If I like sit down and binge it the way I would like to binge it.
Yeah. See, and I wouldn't even say you have to watch it before the series, because I think the series is supposedly the reason they're doing the series is diving into the book more that the movies could not. There's things that they couldn't.
Oh, okay.
It's because just
I gotta read the books.
If you feel so inclined.
I mean, probably not, but that's gonna be interesting. I'm more of a visual person anyway, so.
Likewise, not a book reader. Now I'll listen to a book, do an audiobook, but I don't want to sit and read it.
I do like audiobooks, but then I just start, like my mind drifts off, and then it has to be really good for me to stay focused.
Yeah, if I do an audiobook, like they gotta call me a kid. I don't give a fuck. They gotta be like, each character better have his own voice.
That part. I need you to paint me a story.
Yeah, you can't be coming with the same voice for every character.
Yeah, because then I'm like, then who am I talking to and who is who? And like, but no, exactly. I'm very much the same way.
I'm gonna check out.
And I need tones, I need accents. I need you to paint me a picture up here.
I need this to be a whole production, music in the background.
Matter of fact, just put it on the show. Because that's how you're gonna get me.
Urban says that Harry Potter audiobooks are good.
Okay.
So you can check those out.
Listen, don't tip me with a good time. Okay.
You can check those out for sure. Ones that I did not like is that Fantastic Beasts, and where I don't care where to find them. They can keep that where it is. I didn't care for that. Have you seen those? I didn't care for that at all.
No, I haven't seen any Fantastic Beasts either.
I watched the first one, and I think I didn't finish it. I didn't like it.
I did watch all of Lord of the Rings except for nope, I've seen all of them actually. My dad was a huge Lord of the Rings like nerd. He was on that train, so we watched it. We watched it.
That is one I
It's
tried.
quite interesting.
Could not.
It's a I
Could
mean,
not.
it's a good one. It's a story indeed. That is a story and a journey indeed, honey.
Now, I do want to see The Hunt for Gollum when it comes out. I know it's gotten pushed back, but I do want to see that. I do want to see it. Andrew asked me about The Hobbit. No. Tried. But as far as Harry Potter goes, you guys let me know what you guys think. Do you like the casting that you're seeing so far? Do you think that this is going to be good? You're thinking about the tweet, you filthy little mudblood, and all those things that are going to be said to these. Now, what are you thinking down below? And let me know what you guys are going to be tuning into Harry Potter. All right, we are in the Q&A portion now, so we will be going through the. Actually, I'm sorry. I missed one here, and that was Eyes of Wakanda. We did not do Eyes of Wakanda. So we need to go through that, and then we will go through the Q&A portion.
Okay.
So the last part here is Eyes of Wakanda. Eyes of Wakanda is the series that comes out for Black Panther that does not involve, obviously, T'Challa. This is something that is supposed to be happening, taking place before T'Challa was born. These are previous Black Panthers, if we're going to see them, and it's supposed to be the war dogs that we're seeing and things like that, blah, 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 all the kind of stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. There's been rumors about Greek gods, the Horde, and time travel, and so many different elements involved into Eyes of Wakanda. We know that Ryan Coogler was involved. Todd Harris is the one that I believe was the showrunner for everything involving Eyes of Wakanda. We also know from, and take this with a grain of salt. I don't know this for sure. The source that I have said to me that this is an important show in ushering in the recasting of T'Challa. Now, you all know, and this is not that conversation, you all know how I feel about that. As I've told my source and other things as well, I don't believe that there's going to be a recasting of T'Challa. I know that Andre yesterday, because I was watching Josh, and Andre asked, and Chill had sent a screen recording of it in our group chat. Andre had asked Josh over at Dinner Nerds on his channel, have you heard anything about T'Challa being recast during SDCC, to where my source had told me that he was going to be recast, or they were bringing that up about a recasting at SDCC if the trades didn't get to it first. And I told you when I was told that, take that with a grain of salt, as I did, because I don't believe it at all. And then when Andre asked Josh that, Josh came back and said, I haven't heard anything about that, brother. The only thing I've heard is that it's going to be Toussaint, the child, blah, 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 blah. That's the same thing I've been trying to, and same thing a lot of people have been saying, a lot of scoopers and people have been saying that, it's going to be the kid, it's the child, how they're going to do that, whether that be some multiversal shenanigans, some time travel shenanigans, as we're about to see time travel in Wakanda with Eyes of Wakanda. It's convenient how time travel works when you want it to work in Wakanda, I guess. You couldn't use that same time traveling device to save the king, but neither here nor there. So they're going to be using this time traveling device or whatever it is that they have. I'm damn guarantee you, and I don't know this is my opinion, I don't know. I bet, if I'm a betting man with Marvel, that the time traveling elements you're going to see used in Wakanda, Eyes of Wakanda or whatever, are going to be the same time, if this is something that they use to booster the kid's age or however they do that, same time traveling or multiversal shenanigans you'll see used from Wakanda in live action. If this show is supposed to be seemingly important to how T'Challa is brought back into the fold, or the fake T'Challa rather is brought back into the fold. So this show has nothing to do with T'Challa at all. Again, it's about war dogs, and there was a rumor at one point in time, never confirmed by Marvel or anything. This was the most expensive animation that they have spent money on, because they wanted to pull that arcane vibe. And if you've seen the pictures and things that have been out there for Eyes of Wakanda, it looks like they were trying to go for that arcane look. Not a fan of arcane like that either. But
I was about to say, it's not my favorite look, so.
Yeah, not my favorite look either. You know,
Not checking a lot of boxes for me over here.
at all. The major boxes, obviously, T'Challa's not in it. But then my thing with any type of animation is if the animation doesn't. This is why I don't typically watch Marvel's animation, is because I don't like the way it's animated. I can't get
Yeah.
into your animation. I can't get into the movie or
I
whatever you're
can't
filming.
get into like I literally cannot get into what if, and I just can't get into it because I just
Me
don't
either.
like the animation. It looks like we just
It's terrible. It's awful.
I just can't. I literally can't.
Yeah, I don't like it either. So they've this is what is being said about Eyes of Wakanda and its new look that it was given. Marvel's animation Eyes of Wakanda will be the first MCU animated TV series set on Earth 616 with Black Panther storyboard artist Todd Harris serving as showrunner and director Ryan Coogler. Meanwhile, produces the four-part series. Talking to Entertainment Weekly, he teased a history-spanning adventure that follows the Wakandan War Dogs, a CIA group tasked with retrieving vibranium artifacts from Wakanda's enemies. Then he goes on to say, "I really liked the idea of everyone's view of history." This is Harris speaking. The story starts off during the end of the Western Bronze Age, and that sparks, and that spark sets off the giant spy espionage story that reverts through time, and this is going to be the time traveling elements that they're going to be telling there. Goes on to say you get Wakanda grade James Bond and sometimes a Jane Bond with the backdrop of all of the awesomeness that is Wakanda. When inciting incident releases some of these things into the wild, they've got to in a very hush hush kind of way, make sure that these things don't turn into a bigger problem. He continued to say, "We saw what happened when one disc got into the hands of one super soldier. It changed the course of the world." Harris describes Eyes of Wakanda as an anthology with a continuous narrative that will have an impact on the wider MCU. Of course, it will. The site reports confirm that Iron Fist will appear through the showrunner. The showrunner wouldn't draw too much to it. So he goes on to talk about Iron Fist in that bottom one there. As I said about this series or whatever they're doing about with this series, you've got so many things contributing to Wakanda. You've got Iron Fist. You've got rumored the Horde. You've got rumored. All this is rumored. Greek gods. You've got the Greek pantheon of gods. You've got all of these different elements rumored. You don't have the pantheon of African gods that you could have used instead of Greek gods for whatever reason you're using them. You're not using T'Challa, but you're using all these other elements to try to put in the show and all the time traveling, things like that. Obviously, this is happening way before T'Challa. This is happening way before, as they just said. So that's a way around not using T'Challa. Goes on to say it's unclear how much of what we see in Eyes of Wakanda will factor into Black Panther 3, but I guarantee you it will factor a lot because what did I say? That time traveling shit, aging up the kid, pushing. I'm telling you, I've been trying to. I've been warning you of the coming darkness for a long time. And I've been trying to hit the nail on the head and try to warn everybody, to try to tell everybody to check the room, temper your expectations. They're saying here they don't know how much this is going to affect Black Panther 3, but in the paragraph above talked about how it's going to have effects on the wider MCU. I promise you, because Ryan Coogler obviously is directing this, and because Ryan Coogler has a story that he is still wanting to tell in Black Panther 3 to continue the story he told in Black Panther 2, the elements and things that you see, if you so choose to watch Eyes of Wakanda, the elements that you're going to see August 6th in this series, I'm sure are going to carry over into the wider MCU, are going to carry over into Black Panther 3, because whatever the time traveling shenanigans that they're using or whatever it is, I promise you that's gonna explain the kid, because they're not gonna give you a film where the kid is still a kid trying to be the Black Panther. It's like I've been saying when we talk about this shit on the Pantheon stream. You have the audience over there at Dinner Nerds, and not just at Dinner Nerds, but you have a big streamer like Josh, someone that is saying as long as it's just the male in the Panther suit, I guess that's somewhat a W. Their words. Because, again, not everybody is in it as deep as we are, wanting T'Challa, understanding the history, understanding why the character was created. The other people
settle
are invested in, I just want to see a male Black Panther kicking ass. I don't care if it's T'Challa, T'Chaka, Tucson, Tamama. I don't care who it is.
Not
as
Tamama.
long as it's a male in the suit, I'm cool with that. That's a W for me over here. Kudos, MCU. I've been trying to tell y'all, and no, we still don't know anything for sure. I don't know anything for sure. Marvel hasn't said anything for sure. But I'm telling you right now, they're prepping you. They're spoon feeding it to you. It's unclear what we see in Eyes of Wakanda will factor into Black Panther 3. But again, above and above paragraph saying what they said, it still affects the overall MCU. This is going to have effects on the overall MCU. This is the only show that they've done animated-wise that takes place in 616. Do you think that was an accident?
No. But the fact that you have a whole series based off of a character that's not even in the storyline anymore, but it doesn't affect his storyline anymore, but it affects the overall story that's being told within his storyline. It's just like, what are we? That tells you everything that you need to know right there.
It's disappointing. I was just having this conversation again with a friend of mine over the past weekend, and we talked about Doomsday. And the only reason we talked about Doomsday is because we were talking about the delays of Doomsday and things like that. And then we got on the Black Panther. Again, this is the same people that I went out to eat with that were talking about, Thunderbolts being stupid, or why do I need to watch it? That were asking about Black Panther, asking about T'Challa, asking about this stuff and blah, blah, blah. Because they know that that's a big campaign. They're like, hey, I know you're on that big. What he didn't even say recast T'Challa. He said, what did he say? Rescue T'Challa or whatever he said. He said, yeah, how was that Rescue T'Challa stuff going? That's what I mean when I say casuals. How was that Rescue T'Challa stuff going? As I'm explaining it to him, I was telling him, like, I don't know that he's going to be recast. I don't think that he's going to be recast. If anything, it's just going to be that kid. But it's unfortunate. But I also told them I have already prepped myself for this. I've been prepped for this, and I see the comments. I like Raymond and everybody else. I get it. I trust me, y'all. I get it. Not because you don't want to hear it, not because it's not wrong, just because it's unfortunate that this has to be the news that's being delivered. Not that I have any scoops or anything, because I could be completely fucking wrong, and I hope I am.
Oof, we all need to be.
But it's just like I told him too. I've tempered my expectations on it as far as going to sit down in the theater. When I do sit down in Doomsday, and if what is revealed to me is what I'm expecting to be revealed to me, I'm going to be upset. But I still have time to prep. I still have a whole. I've accepted it. I won't say I've accepted it to the point where I'm like, damn it, I'm not done. I'm done with the hashtag, done campaigning. I've accepted that that's what they're going to do, and there's not shit I can do about what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I can get on here, I can scream, I can yell, I can make the videos, I can make the tweets. They're going to do what they're going to do.
They're going to do what they want to do.
So this comes out August 6th, and it goes on with the same thing, synopsis that it gave there back a long time ago. Throughout Wakanda history, brave warriors have been tasked to travel the world retrieving dangerous vibranium artifacts. This is their story. And more views. I don't know where this mighty Wakanda was when they were fighting Talokan. Where was this? Where the fuck was this Wakanda when they were fighting Talokan? Crazy. But hey, I digress.
Why was he able to just come up in your guys' business like that on multiple occasions? I will never.
Look how mighty this Wakanda is. Look at all this back here. There are ships back there in the shadows with more bodies in those ships. These are all Wakandans. Where the fuck was this Wakanda when they was getting their asses beat, in Umar's words, by the underwater Mexicans? Where was that? Where was this Wakanda? That's crazy. Hey, Eyes of Wakanda comes out August 6th. You guys gotta let me know what you think. Are you gonna be checking out Eyes of Wakanda? Do you think that they might be some type of surprise? And preferably I'm wrong, and at SDCC there is some type of mention of T'Challa or something like that, or maybe something that alludes to T'Challa being able to come back due to all this new technology that we've never seen in Wakanda in the MCU. Within the MCU, we've never seen some of this time traveling stuff. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Are you excited for the show? You're gonna be watching the show? Let me know what you guys are thinking. All right. Now we are in the Q&A portion.
Mm-hmm.
So we will start at the top there. We'll go through those questions and talk with everybody and hang out with you guys in the chat.
Yeah. Let's see here. Making my way up top. Let's see. Ricardo, what's the... Oh, there you go. No, go ahead. Lilo and Stitch was never not going to smash. Whether it was good or not was the question, but folks were always going to show out for it. I definitely agree with that. Oh, that's trifling.
Let's see.
The one and more be something else sometimes too, but not too crazy.
See, I've never had an experience.
I've never had a bad experience in the one and more.
Great experiences in the one and more.
Yeah.
Like when I saw the last, Jesus Christ, not the Last Jedi, The Force fucking Awakens. When I saw that, when Star Wars came back in 2015, if you know the Warren Theater, the IMAX. So if I'm facing this way, obviously the whole theater is, spread out going both ways. The IMAX is on this side. And then you've got all the other theaters, blah, blah, blah on this side. The IMAX has its own separate portion,
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. The line started at the IMAX doors, all the way down that wall, all the way to the other side, wrapped around to the other wall, went out into the main lobby, around the concession stand, blah, blah, blah. And there were people in robes and shit fighting with lightsabers. I've had great experiences at that Warren Theater.
Yeah, that Warren Theater in Morby hitting every time.
The Midwest City was the most ratchet, ghetto. Like, that shit was crazy. I'll never be back. Be back.
These horrible folks be out here terrorizing audiences across the country. No wonder the theater experience is suffering.
Yeah, and then the crazy thing is, first of all, it was $41 to go see Stitch for 2. And then you have to get popcorn and drink.
Right.
That was an extra $24. So I've now spent upwards of 70 something fucking dollars at the theater.
For me to be in the middle of you hooping and hollering.
All that, yeah, crazy. I'm like, yeah, my seat was warm though.
It didn't really look too much like a Disney Plus movie besides the use of humans for 2 characters and dropping the main villain.
Yeah, no, I think they quickly realized that it didn't need to be a Disney Plus movie.
Yeah. Let me see. Christopher Robin was good too. The Jungle Book.
That was one with Ewan McGregor. I didn't watch that one.
Oh, okay. Jungle Book is the best one. Jungle Book, I think, is by far the best one.
Yeah.
I loved it as well. Raymond, do not touch Lion King 2.
When I saw the headline, I completely agreed. I was like, oof, that is one of my favorites.
Yeah, and then you want to know my actual favorite one?
Of the Lion Kings, don't tell me 1.5.
Bro, you...
Oh my God.
Then sit over there. There's
no way.
Because it is, though. I can literally quote the whole entire movie.
I was never a 1.5 fan.
Because you hate Timon and Pumbaa, and it shows.
I love Timon and Pumbaa. Their show that used to have on Disney was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love what are you talking? What's that? Quick before the hyenas come. Oh my
That was
gosh,
during
yes.
our Disney days where during commercials they used to play, Disney music videos, and that was one that they used to play. That shit used to
Yes.
get on my nerves.
Oh man, I love that movie till this day. To this day.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Lion King 2 is phenomenal.
Lion King 2 is really. I like Lion King 2 better than I like the first one. That was like a staple in the household until I found Lion King 1.5, and then I
I
was like,
still really like the first one, but I like the first one more, but I still like the second one a lot. Like the music in the second one, especially when they're exiling Kovu.
mhm,
You got, it's what's the name of the song, Deception. And you got
mhm.
Zebra and the Antelope hitting them goddamn notes.
Yeah,
Yes. Now you
yeah.
want
No, the second one, I fucked with that one hard. I was on that
good.
wave for a long time.
Yeah. You said how you can quote that 1.5. I can quote Simba's Pride word for
Yeah,
word.
I
Word
can. Yeah,
for word. Like when Zara
that's a good one.
lullaby to Kovu. Oh yeah,
Uh,
my shit. That's my shit.
uh,
That's my shit.
understandable. Understandable. Um, Captain Gantu was not in there. Was not in there. Not in there. They didn't have it in a budget because it supposed went straight streaming.
It was supposed to go straight to streaming.
Straight streaming. Okay.
Yes, I get that, but it's my thing was as soon as they made the decision to go to the big screen and they were trying to find ways because the director said they were trying to find ways to fit Gantu, and my thing
Right.
was just obviously it's not a question of finding a way to fit Gantu. I mean, he already fits in the movie because he's a part of
the movie. He's literally 90% of the movie.
The thing is, you just need to go knock on Disney's door and say, hey, let's make this movie 10 times more better because everyone's wanting Captain Gantu. If you could just shell us out, I don't know, whatever it's going
I
to
need a Captain Gantu and I need a Pleakley and a Bob.
the whole time. Yeah. Yeah.
I need a Pleakley and a Bob. It's Bob season anyway. The sun is out. Stiffwear. Be so for real. I want a Pleakley and a Bob telling me about humans, mosquitoes, and how
You're
they
not going to
endanger.
like Zach Galifianakis as Jumbo. Zach made it terrible. He's a funny guy, but that's not for him. Yeah, that's not for him. That wasn't for him at all.
I also just don't think of him when I think of like children's movies, if that makes sense. Like, it's about to beat Thunderbolts in a day. I wouldn't be surprised. Take that back. It already.
Yeah, it's already beat Thunderbolts.
They keep. They better keep Wanda off the TV. Further regulation after the silver screen disrespect.
Yeah, I'd keep her off. I'd go ahead and keep her off too. Apparently, again, not supposed to be doing any other big characters on the screen like that.
I trust Terry Metalis.
I'm not sure who Terry Metalis is. First one said another throwaway spinoff that is 5 years too late, in my opinion. Yeah, again, 2021 was when he said, "I am Vision," and we haven't seen it since.
And we have not heard about him, seen him. Mustard Seed dropped a hint.
Nothing.
An email, nothing. Doesn't need to be throwaway per se, but it'll have lost almost all the goodwill earned from WandaVision by the time it releases. Should have been way more prompt with it for sure. Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, it's no different than Black Widow. It's no different than Ironheart, I'm sure, or even Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is a great movie. Wrong time. This could be a good show. Wrong time. Wrong time. Now, again, I'm going to watch it because I want to see Ultron, and there's some other things I want to see that I'm invested in as far as
Ultron.
But again, I watched Daredevil, and it didn't matter.
I mean, there were some parts that I was like, oh my God. But, I was kind of like, damn, I was kind of expecting a little more.
Yeah.
Hopefully people will be hyped up for Vision Quest because all that momentum from WandaVision has fizzled out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see on that. I'll hope so.
Tanaya Miller is talented, so there's hope the casting will help draw a crowd in.
like I said, I only
Yeah.
know her from Haunting of Hill House or Haunting of Bly Manor. She is good in it. Haunting of Bly Manor is not as good as Haunting in Hill House, but she's she's good from what I saw. It's a horror. Have you watched that show on series on Netflix?
I'm not a horror fan.
Jeez, you scary people get on my nerves.
Everything freaks me. I literally live in fear. It's called anxiety.
No.
Like, no, thank you.
The
I think
Haunted
I don't mind like thrashers, if that makes sense. Like Scream,
yeah.
Resident, or Evil Dead, like things like that. I don't mind. Like, give me like the kind of semi-gory stuff, not too much. But that
You don't like
paranormal shit,
paranormal shit.
oh no, because I believe in all that. And honey,
It's
I'm not.
definitely real. It is definitely
Don't. I don't even want to
But
acknowledge that side.
it's so interesting. My mom right now
Thank
thinks
you.
that she has a ghost at their house, and because the dog acts weird, they say they've seen stuff.
Probably does.
Like she said that my sister says that she saw somebody in white like walk past the kitchen or something like that. Like I don't know. They said they've seen stuff on the camera. Like they've shown me like they have a like the picture of Charlie Day from Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the crazy ball. That's them. They have videos, they have pictures like from the cameras in the house, like screenshots and like screen recordings. Yeah, they're like, no, look. Tell me you don't see them. I'm like, I mean, I do. I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't see the shit in the video. I saw it, but I don't know if what I saw is what they're claiming it to be.
To be right, that part.
So I'm like, I don't know. I'm the paranormal person, so I want to go over there and talk to it. But my mom doesn't want me to go over there and do like weird shit. It's like not weird shit. It's just like, hey,
we're not here to.
I like that type of shit.
Like hurt you in any way. You're here. I'm here. Let's just be here, okay?
Like, clearly,
those are my dishes.
Like it's not just like spirits don't just wander into random places. It has to have a reason for it to be there. So
right. What's up? What you need?
Either you are in this person's place that they used to live, or something like that. I don't know. It's very interesting though. The video, I'll have to have her send me that video, and I'll show y'all on stream what it is. It literally, it's like last thing I'm going to say about it. Have you? So you don't watch scary movies, but have you seen The Conjuring?
No.
We're watching. You got to come over. You got to watch The Conjuring.
No, you cannot pay me enough money in the world to sit down and make myself fair. I don't.
I'm going to tell you that we're reacting to Star Wars. When you ask this down, it's going to.
Oh my god, I would literally scream and cry and die all at the same time. I would have nightmares.
Conjuring.
Why?
It's fine. It's not like.
It's not fine. It's in the name. Nothing about myself fine at all.
That's terrible.
It doesn't. None of this sounds fine at all. Conjuring.
Okay. There's in the first Conjuring. There's a family, and when they call Ed and Lorraine in, Lorraine tells the family, whatever this is, doesn't matter if you move, it doesn't matter if you go where it's latched itself onto you. So like, because every picture she saw or when she was there, she was seeing like this dark entity behind them, and wherever the daughter went.
That's not okay.
So
why did it choose her?
I don't know, but the videos, I brought that up to say the videos that my mom keeps showing me, whenever my sister gets up, that thing, like I said, I saw it.
Oh no, latched onto it. Does she need like an exorcism at this point? Like, what do we do?
Like my sister's not like convulsing or acting weird.
Okay, that's what I don't. Does it start out like this and then it ends like that? I'm not into this world. I don't know how it works.
I don't know.
Because I don't like this for anybody involved right now.
But there's 3 different videos, and all 3, that thing gets up when my sister moves. So I don't know. I thought, I'm looking at her shirt. I'm like, it could be the flash on your shirt though, because there's like a reflective thing on her shirt. I don't know.
Oh,
It's maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No, please.
You want to come? You want to come exercise the house with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I need to. I feel like I'll smudge the fuck out of that house. Ghostbusters.
We'll be the ones.
Right. Scooby-Doo up in this bitch. They better make it solid because internet on the way in is damn near non-existent. So they've got to capture the curious and make word of mouth drum up interest over time.
Yeah, the interest is definitely not there.
I definitely not there, but I want to go back to the comment that you said where someone, when you say someone was basically telling whoever at Marvel to like, if you have any big ideas, if you have anything big or grand, to just go ahead and do it. And I really feel like that's a smart idea because at this point he's your last person that's connected to the main characters that we've known and loved, and like you're gonna need something to get people talking, to get people captivated, to be like, oh my gosh, did you see that scene where like dude did this and then girl, and then it was just like, I have to see the next I have to see where this is going now, because White Vision obviously is not the one to trifle with. Or did you see Ultron and how it leads to Doomsday or Secret Wars or what? Because I'm assuming that's what this is going to do, right? Because isn't there like, you know what I mean? Like isn't Ultron on Doom's
does this show come out
team basically initially in the comic books, if I'm not mistaken?
One of the things that's been speculated is that Doom is going to have his own cabal, and a part of that cabal is supposed to be Ultron.
Right.
When does this show come out?
I don't know. Let me see. Vision Quest.
But see, you know, they're in the article they're talking about previous rumors. I forgot all about this rumor that his children, Viv and Vin, are supposed to be in it and things like that. But if it's, I don't, you know, the one thing I don't want this show to do is start out like where Vision, I don't want to catch up with Vision living a normal life where he's like, honey, I'm home. And it's like a Wanda, like when he's got his kids and things like that. Like
we've already told that story and been past. Like, and this is a completely different version of story. A Vision, right? So I feel like it needs to start in a completely different way. The only thing I got so far is the MCU series Vision Quest is scheduled to debut on Disney Plus in 2026. Filming for the series begin in March 2025.
For Doomsday, probably. So it'll sure allude to Doomsday, things like that. So, you know, I said that about Brave New World. I said about Thunderbolts, and, you know, I hope with the reshoots they did for Fantastic Four, maybe they did that. But you need to be swinging for the fences. You need to be throwing big spectacle shit. That the same thing that Bob Iger is telling Kevin Feige he needs to do with the X-Men, spectacle, you know, get asses in the seats, big things like that. That's what you need to be doing. You need to stop playing it so safe. If you do a Vision Quest show and you've got Vision playing house with his two android children, when I tell you I'm going to turn off that shit so fucking fast, because in 2021, I was like, oh, what are we doing with Wanda? What's going on? I was fairly
confused. I was like, why are we in black and white?
Like, so fucking God. But I got interested. In 2025, after I've watched what I've watched since WandaVision, no, I don't. I'm not tuning in week to week for a piece of something to happen new in every episode where it's like, okay, we're building up, and then episode 6, it's the big no.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not. And like you said, we're dealing with a completely different version of Vision at this point, so it needs to be a completely different storyline. There's a way to start in a different storyline and pick up on that. You guys have done it before. You can do it again. You got blueprints. You got maps. You got a lot of source material at the tip of your fingers, you know? For the love of Christ, use something, please.
He could. Right Sound said, wait, Thunderbolts did worse than Black Widow? It did. It did. Worst. It is currently the worst, holds the worst box office for a Marvel film.
I'm telling you, I literally, like, Darius sent me a link to watch it at home, and I watched it at home, and it took me a day to get into it, like, to get through the full. And I was actually at one point excited to go to an actual theater. I was on the verge of buying tickets to go to an actual theater and watch it. And then they dropped the whole new Avengers. And then that shit pissed me off. And I said, well, no, I'm definitely not going. Because what the fuck is that? I don't know if I can say that on here, but like literally, no.
I enjoyed Thunderbolts. I thought it was a fresh breath, sorry, a breath of
I
fresh
mean,
air.
yeah, it definitely was a different scent in the room, but like,
But no, I have gripes with it. Like I said, it's still the same old same old. Like I said,
same
you
old.
had Sentry, and that's more that spectacle that I'm talking about.
Yeah, that third
That
act
that
too.
fight was all of 2 minutes. And I think I'm being generous with that 2 minutes. It's like Sentry's in and he's out. Other than that, the comedic aspects of it and some of the action, um, it's like I said, it's a fine film. It's a fun film. Um, it's a diamond in the shit that they've been giving, but it's just still doesn't. It's that spectacle. That's what you're that's it. It's and even I remember I said this before the film came out. I remember because I didn't want to spoil the post credit scene for anybody, but I was like, I said I don't even think the post credit scene is going to do what people are thinking or what Marvel thinks it's going to do. I don't think if the one that we've been hearing about that's supposed to be in Fantastic Four, again, I've said this once upon a time, because when I heard about this one, I was like, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But it was like, once upon a time, bro, going back to Multiverse of Madness, we were talking about the Illuminati. We were talking about these people, other people showing up. That was exciting. Like our videos from Multiverse of Madness around that time were popping off. Like people were excited. People were interested. I just don't know that you can do that now. Like, I don't know that you can just put out like unless you're like a new rock stars or something like that. And even actually Josh even talked about this. He said how he put out a whole video talking about, how this was going to happen and this was going to happen in Fantastic Four, and it underperformed on his channel, on Den of Nerds, because people are just simply not in the same spaces or mindset that they were in from Marvel. So my finger from when they bit me is really fucking hurting.
You got some Neosporin and some hydrogen peroxide.
Do you hear that? What is that? The fuck?
I don't hear anything.
What the? You didn't hear that?
No.
That's because I'm not sharing the screen. I don't even know what that was. Okay, let's go on. Raymond said, I personally thought Thunderbolts was not a good movie. Was terrible, wasn't terrible. Just wasn't good. Yeah, not terrible. I do think it's good, not terrible. But yeah, I agree. I mean, it's such a weird, it's really not even weird. It's just like, this is the bed they made. I'm not shocked. I'm very curious for July. God, I cannot wait for Fantastic Four to come out just so I can see
like what we're cooking with.
Yeah, that's got to gauge the temperature moving forward. Right. I really don't think it has any bearing on Spider-Man at all. I mean, at all. Spider-Man's going to do what Spider-Man's going to do regardless.
That part.
And I think even with Doomsday, I don't know if it has any bearing on that. Once that trailer comes out, I have said before, I think the example I use is when they debuted the chairs. You had people flipping shit in comments, and granted, that's just the internet, flipping shit in comments over Robert Downey Jr. walking to the end of all the chairs with names, shushing the camera and shrugging and walking off, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" Now, again, that is just them. That's just names on the chair. What do you think the temperature in the room is going to be when they drop a trailer for Doomsday?
That part.
When they drop a trailer for Doomsday and we're seeing some of the X-Men characters, if they show them, if we get a glimpse of Robert Downey Jr. as Doom, or we get to see somewhat of a plot of what this is going to be, as far as the 50, so all of you in this stream right now, that may not excite most of you because some of us are in different places, as far as what we want out of the MCU, where we currently are with the MCU. But again, I'm not speaking to you all exactly. I'm talking overall the casuals, like the 3 motherfuckers that I just sat down with at the dinner the other night. That's what they asked me. When's the next Avengers movie?
That part. And then who are the Avengers? And who was the Thunderbolts? And when did this happen? I said the same thing.
I
I said the same thing.
Yeah, I think they're more excited for that. I sad to say, and I don't know if it's really a sad thing to say, but it's again a part of that bed you made. I think Fantastic Four is going to unfortunately flop. Flop's a big word. I don't think for this. I don't think it's going to flop. But I don't think it's going to do what they want it to do at all.
Yeah, that part. I just don't think it's going to do what it wants or what it needs it to do.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to do that at all.
Yeah.
I think July is going to go to Jurassic Park and Superman.
I think so too. I'm personally excited for both of those two. I know that. Like I'm undoubtedly excited. At first I was very nervous about Superman, but now I get more excited with Superman. And y'all know me, I'm when it comes to Superman. So I'm excited.
The more and more I keep thinking about Superman, the more and more I am getting excited for it. I'm still cautiously optimistic with it as well. It's James Gunn, and there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot with that. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Let's see. We'll move here. Let's see. Pressman fan said, but the fanboys will keep telling us Marvel is back. Yeah, they will. They will. But those people, you know, those are the people I think that like really, 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 really want Marvel to be back. They'll say something like, or they'll go see, what was it? I think it was Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts was the thing where they were like, oh, we're so back. No. No.
You made a splash, but when I say you're back?
Yeah, no. We're I don't think that's going to be, it's not going to be a, oh, we're so back moment until Marvel's back in the zeitgeist, back in the pop, like the overall conversation of pop culture, where at one point in time where you could talk to casuals about Marvel and they were invested and interested and kind of knew what the fuck was going on. Yeah, you had to explain more deeper details to them that weren't on the screen portrayed within the MCU, but they, for the most part, knew what was going on.
Right.
I pointed to the conversation I just had Saturday. Now they are disconnected. They don't care. They like, okay, do I need to go see that? When's the Avengers? Who are the Avengers? And how does this connect to Loki? which was the biggest thing.
We're asking the same damn questions.
It's like Loki.
Those are the
like, brother. Are you talking about Kang?
They said, yeah, when is he coming back? Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story.
Yeah, let's order another round. Let me tell you what happened.
Yeah, you don't need another one for this one, my guy. I'm so sorry.
Said Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross team. Andrew Ryan said, I mean, Fantastic Four is a damaged brand. They haven't had a great, they never had a great theatrical, you know, debut or anything like that. Just Jessica Alba's films weren't terrible for the time. But I don't know, you know, just is it, man, I don't know. I'm so interested. Is it enough to get people in the theater? And then I hear they're supposed to be dropping a third trailer. I don't know if they're dropping. I don't know. I don't know. But whatever you show in that trailer, man, I don't know.
There's too much to be said and not enough words.
Yeah. I'm hearing that shit again. Oh, it's these commercials from this this website. Okay.
Okay, I was like, I literally do not hear anything.
It's fucking a Jeep commercial. Okay. Let's see what we got. Xavier said, yikes, I bet most casuals have long since given up and would only jump back on board by positive word of mouth. Yeah,
yep.
So too. I think so too. Samuel said Black Widow was much closer to Endgame and after an unscheduled year off 4 years ago now. Yeah, that's true. Crazy. That was 4 years ago.
Right.
Andrew said the other live action attempts, especially the last, ruined the F4. They've got, I mean, like I said, it's not just the F4 being a damaged brand as far as just an IP goes. The MCU also has a damaging reputation right now too. So you've got two strikes right there against you. So we'll, again, very interested. We'll see. Xavier said Disney better wake up because they have a lot of work to do. Agreed. Antonio Film said, "Damn, are we supposed to forget all about Kang and what happened in Loki? Oh boy, Marvel. Yeah, I'm telling you, isn't that like that? When they said that, when they said what they said, how does this tie into Loki? I was like, yeah, well, the end of season 2, sure, I could tell you how that ties in, but that shit with Kang, it doesn't." Every time people say that, I often think of that. Like when people say shit like that, I think of that the meme from Invincible where he's talking to Omni Man and Omni Man says, "Here's that's the neat part. That's where I want to be. That's the neat part. It doesn't add into anything." Lauren said they didn't think Yelena could hold a movie on their own, so they put her with a team. They did the same thing for Sam and Captain Marvel with the Marvels. Well, I think they went the best possible route they could have went with the Marvels, and still it didn't do great because no one was definitely going to go. People were already campaigning against Brie. I wasn't on that campaign, but people were campaigning against Brie from day one. So general public's interest has waned tremendously. Yes, sir. Ricardo said, I just watched the recent TV spot today, and the acting sure is acting. Is that the elevator one, or is that the countdown one? The one they just released, I think. Andrew said, mediocre project brought us here. Just release a streak of great projects. The hype comes back. And that's you're absolutely correct on that, because winning cures everything. I talked about that as well. Winning cures everything. You can have a series of L's. You get some W's in there, and then you start to have those W's rolling in. People are not going to have the conversations about the L's. People are going to be talking about all the W's. So yeah, winning cures everything. Professor Flimpfed said, yes, and he is a big 3 character in media. Lauren said, we said that one already. Let's see. Simon said, even aside from fatigue, momentum is a thing. Marvel being one big story is working against it for those on the outside, or those who simply feel as though they are, at least. I think that, again, is a Marvel problem. They were at one point in time where it was magic, where it all flowed, where it was somewhat Star Wars-like poetry. It has started the holes. There's so many loose ends that we have not tied up. I saw something interesting that that Josh brought up on his stream. He was talking about the numbers for Andor and talking about the numbers for Thunderbolts, for Daredevil, and things like that. You know how we often on the Pantheon will talk about how Star Wars is just in this shit position. Oh, Star Wars sucks, and God, no one's interested. Star Wars is charting. I mean, the last few projects, although haven't been the best, they are. Andor charted. Andor season 2 charted. It made Nielsen to where Daredevil did not at all. Thunderbolts is where it's sitting. You're talking to a mega Star Wars fan. I'm somebody that thought Star Wars was just in the shitter of the shitter of the shitters. And it's doing better than Marvel. And again, Star Wars is not in a good place right now. So to say that it's doing better than Marvel, Star Wars is not in a good place. So to say
Right.
It's better than Marvel,
that is saying a lot.
Yeah. The only way you get Star Wars fans excited, like we got excited, was when you released a 20-year-old film back in the theaters, and it was selling out theaters. But other than that, it's Marvel's not doing great, and it's doing better than that. And again, that's a, in my opinion, somewhat of a dying franchise.
Yeah, they need to get it together.
Let's see. Andrew said there was a rumor that it was going to be Spider-Man and Punisher team up and take down the Hulk. This could all just be old news. Yeah, that was the rumor, that Punisher was in it, that he was supposed to be, taking out not just the Hulk, but going after some of the other Spider-Man villains like Scorpion, Tombstone, and some of the others that I guess were in the sizzle reel that was shown last week at whatever little investors thing that was. I don't know.
But again, which Hulk? Because the last time we saw Hulk,
Again, I said it's so on par with the
She-Hulk.
MCU to have him be literally Spider-Man's professor at his college. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh no.
Don't know. Stamina said, not just for you. I was talking to Grant. Let's see. Rashad Walker said, I don't see Punisher being in Brand New Day. Maybe not. I don't know. This is just what's out there.
Right.
It's just what's out there. He may not be. I don't know. He's got that special coming up, so we'll see.
Who knows? We'll see.
Right Sound Studios said Bruce and Peter are both smart. Natural choice. Again, if he's Professor Hulk, I don't know. They got to get themselves out of this hole too. Remember, the Russos are the ones that did this to Hulk because they didn't know what to do with him. Agent Black said, we're still doing the mentorship thing. I thought he was finally becoming an adult and doing his own thing. And here we go again, sticking him with an Avenger. Why are we getting everything but Daredevil? Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's where I'm at. I'm like, I thought that was the whole point of people not knowing who he was. He just lost his aunt. Like, his girlfriend, his best friend don't know who he is. His girlfriend don't know who he is. He got to share the same campus as them. He has to go to school. Like, he's dealing with real life shit right now. So what mentor? We went through all the mentors.
Yeah. Right Sound Studios said Peter always looks up to someone. Dr. Connors, Otto, Tony. Yeah.
But there's a difference between like looking up and then like full on mentorship. Because, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because I don't necessarily feel like he would, like Dr. Connors was like a mentor to him, or, you know, I think they had a relationship. I think they were like they had respect for each other because they were both really smart. But as far as like a mentorship.
Yeah, I think people are just sick of him being teamed up with somebody else every movie.
Right.
Xavier said, please no more Smart Hulk, bring back Savage Hulk. Stamina said, enough of Jolly Green Banner now, please and thanks. Outstayed his welcome. Agent Black said, yeah, he has looked at people in the past, but this whole sticking with him with Avengers is getting old. If anyone should be his mentor, it should probably be a street level character like DD.
That part.
Let's see. Andrew said, I just want a Spider-Man / Daredevil team up. Yeah, you know, well, the rumor he was supposed to show up in the series and all that, that got taken off the table. I think right now Marvel and Sony are trying to work out a deal to where he can show up in Doomsday, because I think at the present time he is not in Doomsday. So it's a lot of contracting and shit with Spider-Man. Grace said, Spider-Man and Hulk teaming up on the big screen has been a dream of mine since I was a kid, but it has to be a real team up or verse situation, not a mentorship. I'm telling you, they better not do that damn Smart Hulk mentorship shit. That would be crazy.
I think they're gonna do it if they stick with Hulk. I think that's exactly what they're gonna do. Because how do you bring back Salvage Hulk? After, like, think about it. The last time we got Hulk / Bruce Banner was in She-Hulk. How do we bounce back from that?
That is true. That is the last time that we saw him was in She-Hulk.
That's the last time we saw him.
It's true. That is the last time we saw him was in She-Hulk.
So how do we get that taco making on the beach?
Damn. Is that the last time we saw him was in She-Hulk with his son?
Yes.
Damn, that is the last time.
On the beach making tacos. How are we gonna get a Salvage Hulk?
That is the last time we've seen him.
How are we gonna get a Salvage Hulk from that? How do we get there? Who do we call? Because it's not Ghostbusters. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And it's not Teen Titans. Okay? So I don't know. If there's a Hulk in this movie, we're gonna get Professor Hulk. I guarantee you.
Interesting. That is the last time. Raymond said, I just want a Spider Man film. I don't want him teaming up with any Avengers. He's freaking Spider Man. He's the one of the faces on the Grand Canyon of superheroes. He can carry his own movie. That is very true. He does not need anybody else to come in and help. Spider Man speaks for himself. Professor Fan said, this feels like Spider Man 2018, the game. With all the characters, yeah. Let's see. Raymond said, while I desperately want Spider-Man a part of the MCU, sometimes I miss the early 2000s Spider-Man stuff when he was on his own. Yeah, I hate that Sam Raimi didn't get to do the Spider-Man 3 he wanted to do, because we could have had an iconic trilogy, because I hate that fucking third one. And then, of course, the fourth Spider-Man that he potentially would have done. But I agree. Ricardo said Harry Potter casting looks pretty good to me. Yep, looks pretty good to me too. He also said I was worried about these children. Seems promising, and Hermione is okay, not too far off from the book's description. That's cool.
Okay.
Xavier says same thing. Looks solid. The kids are in for a whirlwind of a ride. Hell yeah, they are. Their lives have instantly changed. Oh
yeah, especially if this goes on for multiple seasons. Oh yeah, this might be the only job they ever have to do.
Definitely changed big time.
Yeah.
Let me see. Ricardo said those kids' parents had to been doing the Birdman hand rub when they got cast. I mean, out of 30,000 kids that auditioned,
that's a lot.
Yeah, they should be very proud. Samuel said Roka becoming an ally in his old age. I don't know. Seeming like sometimes in some of his tweets he puts out. He was definitely an ally for today. Ricardo said I will get stoned for this. Yeah, definitely went into Lilo and Stitch that way. He says ready for a Twilight reboot. I wouldn't be against it because I'm a big Twilight fan. I love the movies. Didn't read the books.
I didn't read the books, but I'm not gonna lie, I did see every movie. But at the time, my dad was married to a woman who had a younger daughter, and her and the daughter were obsessed with the books. So they got obsessed with the movies, and we were like a big movie theater going family. So I did see I was at the premiere for every movie, and I was not mad about it. The first one, I was only
at the premiere for the last.
No, the first one I was just like, I do not want to be here. And then by the end of that first one, I was like,
I didn't think I would ever like Twilight either.
Let me see what this. Yeah.
Which one is it where she gets? Oh, right before. It's Breaking Dawn Part 1. Yeah, Breaking Dawn Part 1, where she's on the pregnancy table and they're biting her, Edward's biting her, trying to bring her back, all that kind of stuff. That was the very first one I saw, and I saw it at someone's house. And because I knew what Twilight was, I just was never interested in it. But after I saw it, I was like, you know what? Damn it. Now I
get here.
I was like, now I got to go watch all these movies. But I joined at a time where literally Part 2 came out the next month after me getting into them.
Okay, that makes sense. But that's still an exciting time to get into something.
Yeah, it was exciting because I didn't have to wait like everybody else. So I I saw it in the theater. So I'm sitting there just as invested as everybody else because I'm like, I'm caught up. I'm on the journey.
Yeah.
So, we all gasped. I was like, holy shit. Everybody thought that shit was real. I wish I could go back to it. Yeah.
With his head. Oh my goodness. That scene still lives rent free in my brain. I remember my jaw being to the ground. I remember my little sister at this time literally yelping. She was like, no!
The theater was crazy, bro.
It was an amount of crazy and silence all at the same time. It was so crazy.
And then at the end of it, when Alice revealed that it was, just a vision that she had, when she said, no matter what I show you, you're, blah, 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 blah. Everybody there was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. That's probably one of the greatest, if you witnessed it in theaters, movie moments.
Yes. I was definitely there. So I can definitely say I've definitely watched all Twilights. I still rewatch it till this day. I don't watch the first two. I usually watch the last two, New Moon and Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2. Those are the ones I usually
Yeah.
And if you have to ask, I was always Team Jacob. Taylor was my boo back in the day. When I tell you I was so in love with that man, because
You
you have to
and
think
everybody else. He's gone. Where's he
I
now? He's
was,
disappeared.
yeah, actually married a woman named Taylor, who's a nurse.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Um, does he act? What does he do? What does he do?
I don't think he hasn't been acting for a while. They have a podcast though.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I was Team Edward. Team Vampires for sure.
I mean, I love Team Vampires, but if you had asked me who should she choose, honey, Boo Boo Bear.
No, not
Look
Jacob.
at that face.
Not
Look
Jacob.
at that face. Oh my god. Look at that face. Oh my
I like the fact that she was immortal and
I mean, I think she needed to like obviously be with Robert, you know, be with good old.
The first one
Edward.
is funny. There's moments like with Edward especially. The way Robert Pattinson played those scenes, especially like the one where she smells. That's just hilarious. It's just hilarious. It's the way he.
Like, why are you gagging like that? You were literally disgusted. Okay.
Yeah, that's just funny. Yeah, Twilight, Memory Lane. I wouldn't be against a reboot in Twilight. Lauren said, "I thought Hermione would be black, but biracial makes sense." Ricardo again said, "Sorry, but Twilight is my ish, and I feel like there's potential there for real. Again, yeah, I wouldn't be against that at all.
I would not be upset."
Let's see. Antonio said, "I saw a few Harry Potters and thought it was kid stuff until I got bored at my job and listened to the audiobooks. Man, I was hooked and caught all the films after." Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. See, I haven't done the books, but that is dope.
I definitely wouldn't mind sitting down and watching all the movies and then going back and like listening to the books, just to compare the two.
Xavier said Ozark is so good but nerve-wracking, bro. Yeah, especially when it's your first watch. If you never seen Ozark, if it's your first watch, it is so nerve-wracking. There is like,
I'm not gonna lie, Ozark looks stressful as fuck.
Have you not watched Ozark?
No, it gives me like the 100 vibes, but not so sci-fi. You know what I mean?
Like,
but
yeah, no, not sci-fi.
But you know, like the vibe that I'm talking about,
the
100, like that, just like something weary, something's about to happen. The shoe is about to fall.
With Ozark, I'm talking to the screen every episode. I'm like up every episode. I'm invested. Like I don't typically do shit like this. I don't typically message celebrities from shows or stuff like that. Laura Linney plays Wendy Bird, Marty's wife, in the whole thing. Like she's a factor that you from episode 1 that you never expect to be, in my opinion, the literal ship that keeps that family afloat. Marty does major shit too, but Wendy, anyway, Laura Linney plays her. There's a scene in there where she has to make a decision. I don't want to spoil the shit for anybody that's never seen it like you. She has to make a decision, like, because they work for the cartel. So she has to make this decision that like it's like my family, the business, bruh. Right. Anyway, the way her acting in that scene, they end that scene with her in her car just crying. I'm bawling with her while I'm watching it. I messaged her on Instagram. I'm like, I don't know if you're going to see this, but bitch, you fucking killed that shit. I'm like, you acted your ass off in this shit.
You put your foot up in there and then some.
Yeah, like Ozark is one of those shows that really will have you on the edge of your seat the entire time. From episode 1. It starts slow the first few minutes of the episode because you're like, okay, what's going on? But I'm telling you, when the cartel get there, from that moment on,
it's baby,
it's crazy.
It's a time is had. Okay, and I like shows like that. I like those type of like crazy, suspenseful, like weary. So I don't know. Again.
And it's one of those where you think nothing worse can happen. You're like, this, like nothing else can go wrong.
And that's like
then,
the vibes
yeah,
of the 100. Like
yeah.
you're like, there's no way this can get 10 times worse, and then it gets 20 times worse, and you're like,
Mhm.
we still have another 35 minutes of this show. What the fuck
Yeah.
are we on right now? What do you mean there's 7 more episodes in this season? What? What is gonna happen?
It's like you find Marty in the, obviously under the cartel's thumb, but then finding himself under so many other thumbs just to appease, just to keep the circle moving, to keep himself alive. It's crazy. Like I said, it's a good show. I highly, 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 highly recommend Ozark. I was watching Ozark. I was watching All American at the same time I was watching. Well, before I started watching Ozark, I was watching All American. That was in 2020 during COVID. Nobody could tell me shit about All American, especially that first season, nigga. Have you seen All American?
No.
The first season of All American, you couldn't tell me shit. I thought All American was one of the best fucking shows on Netflix. It got real cringy. But then I watched Ozark because somebody was telling me in 2020, they were like, I was arguing with a friend. I was like, All American. He was like, nigga, Ozark is the best show on Netflix. Ozark is hands down.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Stamina said, "Oh Lord, this is my we don't see color countrymen up to their old tricks." Haha. Is that from the?
Hey, on Hermione.
Yeah, on Hermione. See, Urban Guru said, "No, she's not black in the books." And then he said, "Just bushy hair." Okay, so she's not black. I know. Again, I haven't read the books. I've seen people online saying that I guess the books allude to her being black.
Okay.
Just bushy hair doesn't necessarily mean black.
Right.
Let's see.
But they also didn't label her, or they didn't make it seem like she was very much white either.
Yeah.
Is what I'm assuming. Okay.
What's up, Marvelous? I appreciate you being here. Let's scroll down here. Brother Star came in. Appreciate you being here. He said Liza.
Hello.
And he also said the time traveling Wakandans not safe in the royal family. Yeah.
That part.
He also said that. He also said again, Eyes of Wakanda. Xavier said Eyes of Wakanda most likely won't have my eyes. Yeah, I don't see. I don't know if there are going to be many eyes on Eyes of Wakanda.
I don't.
This comes out in August, and I don't know if this is a pattern with don't get me started on that. I'm not even getting started. I'm just simply stating what I'm seeing. I don't know if this is a pattern at Marvel Studios with the Black projects, but it seems like, again, this is another project that comes out in 2 months? What is this, May, June, July? So in 2 months, and there's no promo. We got a new look, and there's not been a trailer for this. We've seen from a sizzle reel, but there's not. So again, this is it's very similar to Ironheart in its lack of promo, with it now being 30-something days out. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Brother Stark says, so MCU animation is canon to the MCU main timeline. If this is true, cartoon Miles is showing up in Secret Wars. I've always believed that. If you go back to some of our, I think it's like the third or second video of our channel, I have a whole theory, that's still my theory, where I said the stuff going on in Beyond the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, whatever. I think that's all going to, at one point in time, it really was fit into all the Kang stuff, because I think we talked about on the channel how the AI that Miguel O'Hara used in Spider-Verse was supposed to be a version of Miss Minutes that was given to him from Kang. He was working with Kang. Like, they had a whole thing worked out. Now, what that story has evolved into with Sony, I don't know. But I still believe Miles is going to show up.
For sure.
Let's see. Nightellum said time travel. Okay, cool. So time travel back to the death of T'Challa, that we never seen on screen and save him from the unknown illness he should not have been affected by.
That part.
Completely agree.
That part.
Stamina said Arcane's art is fan-fucking-tastic. This stuff, not so much. It looks like they learn all the wrong lessons from What If. And again, remember, the rumor is this is the most expensive animation project that was Disney Plus project even done over at Marvel Studios. Let the rumors tell it. Brother Stark also said, y'all, this show comes out in exactly same month as Chadwick's 5-year death anniversary. Oh, that's very true. They are marketing off his death and keeping T'Challa dead. That is very true. I forgot about that. That is true. Same month, huh? Same month. John C. said, what if animation isn't bad, just realistic looking like a CGI? I'm not a fan of What If. My attitude toward What If is
no. No, I'm not doing it. The fuck?
It's a waste. It's a waste. It is such a
What
waste.
if I don't ever watch this and then tell everyone that I didn't watch it? That's my motion on that.
Yeah, it's a waste. Brother Stark said, so where were these war dogs during the Talakon invasion and Riri Williams' vibranium tracking device? Yeah. Well, like I said, where was the Wakanda that was on screen and all the boats and shit, Where was that?
Mm-hmm.
Andre said, whose eyes will be watching? Raymond said he said that about BP1. I don't want James Bond. I want T'Challa and Wakanda. He did say that about BP1, didn't he? Yeah, the whole James. Yeah, he did. Grace said, that's wild as fuck to say and to accept. Let's see. Raymond said, Darius, don't say that. Not because it's wrong. You're probably right. So that's why I don't want you to say anything. I hope I'm not right. Stamina said, yuck. Say no to any random to brother. That would be disrespect to us, to Suri, to Letitia. Damn near everyone breathing. Nobody with any sense wants that. Yeah, again, I feel you. I'm too tired, so it's pretty exhausting. Pretty exhausting. I rather watch Ironheart than Eyes of Wakanda. Oh, I'm not watching anything. Wakanda.
I'm not watching.
See you. They don't get that view from me.
They're not getting those from me.
Raymond said, yeah, if they are going to push this foolishness, go ahead and push it to the next level. Brother Stark said, Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes, Lies of Wakanda. And I told him, said, rescue T'Challa stuff is blatant disrespect. He knew the actual name. That's like intentionally getting someone's name wrong when you could have asked, say your name again. Maybe, and then maybe not. Like I said, we think that everybody is invested into the T'Challa stuff like we are in this bubble.
But we know that they're not.
But a lot of people are not. I actually put a poll on my Instagram because most of my Instagram is just people I know or people I've been tagged and stuff and people just added me or whatever. But I put a poll up on my Instagram story one time and I asked, I forget exactly what the context was, but it said something like one of the options was, do you care if it's T'Challa or whatever? Most people, the most answer that got the most in the poll was that people just didn't care. They were just like, as long as it's, a lot of people said too the same thing. Well, yeah, Black Panther 2 gave us a new T'Challa. That's where their heads are at. That's where most of their heads are at. So again, we in this space are like, yeah, we know all the ins and outs of recast T'Challa. We know about the petition. We know what the petition says front and back. We know what people have said about it. We know what accounts were against it and now are trying to be for it. We're watching all. We know all the ins and outs because we're in this space. This man is in the military. This man is married. This man has a daughter that just got into high school, a son that just got into the Navy. I promise you, I damn guarantee you, he probably sincerely messed up recast T'Challa with rescue T'Challa. I believe that because there are a lot of fans out there that don't even know what hashtag recast T'Challa even is because they've never seen it.
That part.
That's a conversation for another day. We'll have that. We'll hopefully again because I have a stream prepared. Like I have a whole stream prepared. I've been prepping myself for this. I hope I don't have to come on here and have that conversation. But I have a stream prepared for when they don't announce that they're not recasting T'Challa, so we can come on here and we can all talk about it, and then we can just be like, oh, okay, we're probably all in agreement that they're not doing. We'll talk about more of that stuff then about how this is truly a bubble we're in. It is truly a bubble that we're in. And I promise you, I said it in the Pantheon stream, when you finally have that aha epiphany.
Like that click, yeah, like the light is on.
Yeah, you finally have that, this shit, you're because when I had it with T'Challa,
it was like, oh
yeah, when I had that epiphany, I was like, oh, that it doesn't matter what we do, it doesn't matter what we say. That's their yeah. So anyway,
they made their decision.
It's a whole nother conversation.
Sorry, guys.
Brother Stark said it comes out August 6th and it's 4 episodes, and Chadwick died August 28th. Do the math, y'all. They're marketing off of Chad again. I agree. SJ said MCU being desperate with Doomsday and Secret Wars delay. Hopefully F4 goes the way of Cap 4 and T-Bolts. Also said it's a good thing for a T'Challa recast. Yeah, it is. It's Andre said, go ahead and continue telling their Wakanda story. The MCU is nowhere near what they used to be, and I don't see it getting back on track.
If we're being honest, I agree with him too.
Maraxes, be quiet. Get away from the door. Gray said
so much to say.
The successful water balloon attack by the underwater Mexicans that resulted in the loss of the Queen Mother is a forever L for the Wakandans, as they are referred to as the remaining characters.
That part, and then all of a sudden Shuri just knew how to fight, just knew combat. I can't. I literally cannot.
Cleve17 said that's exactly why I got AMC A-list, LOL, to avoid the ghetto-ness. He's aren't reference anymore is what he meant. Professor Filmton said that's why I love AMC Dolby. It costs a bit more depending on how early the show is, but it's worth it. Oh, we're talking about the $41 for fucking Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what Raymond said. 40 for Lilo and Stitch, yeah. Raymond said Lion King 1.5 is a great movie. The trilogy is the best Disney trilogy of all time, period. Chill said, I never rewatched that Lion King. I think he's talking about the live action Lion King. I think, or maybe he's talking about your shit, the live action, or the 1.5, the dig a tunnel. That's probably what he's talking about.
He can dig a tunnel for himself. How about that? Because that, sir, is the best one around.
Raymond said dig a tunnel. Raymond also says sunshine. Is this a reference to the movie Sunshine?
Yes, sunrise, sunset. Yes. Oh, so good.
I don't know that. Reference.
Yes.
I'm gonna go rewatch them all.
Yes.
I remember Disney Channel having their little MTV moments during that day. I'm not sure which one that one was. Disney Channel used to be the shit, though. They used to have like the commercials for Disney Channel. You know, remember when all the Disney stars got together and sang "Circle of Life" with Raven?
Circle of Life.
Yeah, they had
like 4 different shows in there. Yeah, it was like Lizzie McGuire was in there.
Even Stevens, because Chrissy Carlson Morano was in there.
Yeah.
Sweet Life.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was in there.
Phil of the Future.
Good times. Phil of the Future.
Yeah.
I love that show. That show was such a staple.
Phil of the Future is such an underrated Disney.
It was such an underrated Disney show.
It's on Disney Plus.
I know.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. When I first got Disney Plus in 2018, I went and rewatched all of those shows, like Future, even Stevens, all that shit. Great shows. That was a great time growing up with those.
Great time. Lizzie McGuire.
Shit. Yeah, for what show? Raymond also said the music in the films, the music they cut from the films is amazing. And the Broadway show, I've seen it 19 times. I've not seen. My mom has seen Lion King Broadway. I have not.
I would love to see Lion King Broadway. I feel like that would be such a beautiful thing to experience. I feel like I would cry. But we all know on here that it doesn't take a lot for me to cry, so there's that.
Me either. With movies, I think I sometimes I hate watching movies with people because I think I am very, not just movies, series too. I think
I'm invested.
To dialogue.
Yes, me too. And
certain shit like will make
words, facial express. I'm like, when I tell you, I'm like in it, honey. I'm standing in the room.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, looking at me, looking at them. Like, what are we about to do? I'm feeling it. I'm sobbing. Yeah. I'm sobbing. Yeah.
I am right there with you. Right there with you.
I swear I should be a show critic. I swear. I'm pretty sure I was in my past life because maybe I'm in it. I'm in it. Talking about in it.
Spoiler King said, "Wow, Lion King is GOAT." But I'm old. No, I love Lion King. It's definitely it's my favorite, one of my favorite Disney original movies. It's in my top 3. It's in my top 3 for sure.
Top 3, yeah.
Jill said, that's where Kendrick's got Not Like Us from. I'm not sure where we were on the context of that. John C. said they should do Lilo and Stitch 2. I think they alluded to that. It looks like they were hinting at Lilo and Stitch 2.
I think so. I think they've been already speculating around it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's I don't think this is really a spoiler. There's a part in the film at the end where Jumpa's scrolling through a screen and you see some other experiments from like the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
I don't think they did this in the intentions of not doing a Lilo and Stitch 2 and further.
And then the money speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this though. June 2nd, I think, June 2nd or June 4th, How to Train Your Dragon's live action film comes out.
Okay.
Everything that I've seen for How to Train Your Dragon's live action film, the director talking in the featurette behind the scenes, that he's the same one that did the animation. They just brought him back for live action. It, from what I have seen, now again, Lilo and Stitch seemed the same way in the trailers too, seems beat for motherfucking beat of what animation is.
Because the animation was it. Yeah. At least I've only seen the first one. There's only one, right?
No. There's I think there's 3 How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. I think I've for sure only seen the first one, but that one is a staple.
Yeah. So, and they're already working on 2. So, I think that's going to be a hit. I do think How to Train Your Dragon is going to be a hit. Okay. I was looking at the kid that they got at Disney World or Universal or whatever that portrays Hiccup. You know how they have the different people walking around. He portrays Hiccup and he's sitting there with Toothless. They should just cast him and put him in the damn movie.
Yeah. Okay. I saw that on Twitter right before you came on.
Just like him.
I saw a clip of it on Twitter literally 10 minutes before you came on the stream today, and I was just like, bro.
Yeah, go.
Why did you hype? You need to be in this movie.
Yeah, you go ahead and let him be the. I'll show you well, I'm not logged in there actually, so I don't think I can show you. Yeah, I'm not logged in, so I can't show you. Yeah, but it's the guy that plays Hiccup at, is it Disney? That's not Disney, that's Universal.
I think it's Universal, but is it in Universal under Disney, in Disney World? Disney.
Here it is. Listen to this fucking kid. He sounds just like Hiccup. All right.
Yep, this is the one I saw.
Oh, this. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me clarify here. Here on Burr, we have a lot of things that we do with dragons. And, I can see that there is a very flattering impression of me happening behind. Yeah, thank you for that, my lady. No, but we also have a sport that we like to call dragon racing.
Yeah, how much is he getting enough? I don't know if he's getting enough.
I don't think he is either.
Because he embodies
Hiccup.
Yeah, he embodies Hiccup. Like the movements, like this kid, this is a kid that's playing.
Look at you guys have your own island now. It's pretty crazy.
So insane. Being in Burke for the second time is still so surreal. Like this is just insane.
It's like you guys never left set. You're back here again. It wasn't just about the other people can come and get to see it themselves. It's so exciting.
Wait, do we get to go on the rides? Oh my god!
There's a video of him talking to the guy that plays Hiccup, and the whole time that they're talking to one another, I'm just thinking, what a miscast. Now, this kid, I'm sure, is going to do great. Just from the trailers and things that I've seen, I'm just like, damn, you could have had him. You could have had him. But yeah, no, I think that movie's going to do really good.
Really good, yeah. For sure.
Let's see. Chill said, oh, that's the Kendrick one. Ricardo said they would always play that song, Up, Here We Go, Go, Up, Here We Go, Go. What is that from? Oh, Up, Here We Go, go. Wait. I know that. What is that from? What's the context of this? I feel like I know that song. Is that what's their names? Who sings that? Up, here we go. Here we go. There's a world out there that you can see.
Yes. Yeah,
You're right here, I'm a rock. Yeah, that Rocketeer, let's fly. Yeah, who sings that?
Oh my goodness.
That song is a fever fucking dream. That's from like high school. Who sings that? That is Ricardo said I think that was B.O.B. The B.O.B. song.
Up, here we go, go. Oh, it is B.O.B. Let's fly.
Yeah. Yep.
Up, here we go, go.
Far East Movement. Raymond got it. Far East Movement. Weren't they the same ones that did Fly Like a G6?
Fly like a G6. Like a G6, like a G6, la. Yep. Mm-hmm. I think they're also.
They were the ones that did like a G6. What the fuck happened to them? They disappeared. There were so many artists like that in those 2010s eras that like shot like. What's his name? That sung the song with Lil Wayne, Sean. Damn, I don't know. I forget who he was, but he had that one song with Lil Wayne. It was around that Sean John, Down. Baby, are you down? Yeah, that one. And then you had that Kevin Rudolph song with Lil Wayne. Wayne's World, Planet Rock, and where he was like the rock star on it. Like, bro,
yes.
Fever dream moments.
Oh my god.
That song was in those early 2010s areas. I was a freshman, sophomore in high school. One of those. My year went with whatever year it was. My grade went whatever year it was. Okay, let's see. Stamina said folks are going to be spitting the dummy out when nothing of the void being in New York gets mentioned or acknowledged in Born Again season 2. Yeah. Nightellum says, so no Conjuring movies then? LOL.
No.
Yes, she's going to watch them.
No.
She's going to watch them.
No.
We're going to have a movie night because I wasn't aware that she hadn't seen them, so now it's my mission for her to see them.
No.
He also said Corey started itching once they talked about ghosts.
I did because why? No. Y'all playing with these people's emotions and I ain't trying to. That's not my business. Okay? That's where baby, not my business.
The new Conjuring, the last one is coming out. Also, the Annabelle doll was being transferred and it's missing. Is anybody aware?
See, I saw that, and you see how let me tell you something. The way I just kept scrolling so fast, because again, that's not my business. Is she missing or does she just not want to be found? Either way, I'm not asking these questions because it's not my business, honey. It's not my business.
The Annabelle doll is missing. Hide your kids, hide your wives, because she's missing. So
yeah. No.
Lock your doors.
No.
Actually, it really doesn't matter if you lock your doors. If you've seen the movie, she still finds her way in.
She still finds a way in. So it's like, I'm good. Not my business.
Marvelous D said The Conjuring is a true story.
Even right. So why am I don't need again.
So were you aware that it was a true story?
I don't need to know. Even now that I even know it's a true story, it makes me even more not. I don't need to know
So
these
that makes
people's
me want to watch it
business.
with you even more.
I don't need to know these people's business.
Ed and Lorraine Warren were two real people that were mediums. They like went to people's houses, and yeah. That's like so the Annabelle doll, all these stories. They had a museum with all of the stuff that they would go and get the spirits out of and things like that. Well, you can't really get the spirit out of it, I guess, because it's still an Annabelle. But yeah, they had a whole museum. They were real people. That's fascinating that you didn't know that was real. We're gonna watch these. Let's see.
I don't want to do that.
Brother Stark said, and they misplaced it. White folks be white folkin.
Because they in other people's business. I don't.
Well, it's like those TikToks. When you're black, you're never really alone.
Listen,
have you seen those?
I ain't got no problems. Yeah, I ain't got no problems with you, girl. Just know that, okay? I feel like you should do your business. Just don't do your business near me. If I see you doing your business, I ain't gonna tell nobody your business because it's not my business, honey. With all the love and respect, thank you, Miss Annabelle. Please do not come to my house. Thank you very much. No.
Have you? So I'm sure you haven't seen Annabelle either. I just put it on the other night. It is on Netflix.
And that's another. I feel like there's something kind of wrong with people that just like scary movies. Like, what do you mean you just put it on in the background? Like you telling me
I put it on to go to
money.
sleep to it. I put it on to go to sleep.
You paid money to go literally get scared, then for you to come home and just put it on in your background like it's some white noise. People getting possessed. That's
I went
crazy.
to sleep with Annabelle on. Yeah.
Honey, boo boo. I'm not saying you need to seek help, but you need to seek something because
I'm a horror fanatic, like it. But my thing with horror fans or horror films, if I'm not like if I'm not turning lights on to go to the bathroom and shit, if I'm not like looking over my shoulder,
I don't want to be that scared. I feel like I don't like that shit. That don't make me feel like I feel like my life is about to end. I genuinely feel like, oh shit. Because here's the thing. I live in fear and like paranoia. I always think there's someone's watching me. I always think there's someone behind me. I always think there's someone looking out for me, trying to kidnap me. So for me to feel that constantly and then go in a situation where they're just gonna feed off of that, no, thank you.
No, you'd be all right. You'd be great. Random thoughts.
Not great.
No, you'll be great. You'll be great. No. Regardless of random thought, an HBO Ben 10 live action show could low-key hit if they honest to God took their time with it.
Yes, it fucking would, because the way I was on Ben 10 shit.
Have you seen the theory that Timmy Turner is Ben 10?
Yeah, I did, and I honestly like that theory.
I do too. I believe that theory. That's my headcanon theory. Timmy is Ben 10. He didn't want to lose his godparent, so he wished that he could be, what was it, a ghost?
Mm-hmm.
Was that it? Yeah.
And there's a whole episode where he did ask for that.
Yes, there is.
So they have evidence to back it up, because Enzo is was rewatching Fairly Odd Parents there for a while.
Yeah.
And when I saw the episode, I was telling him about it, and he's like, "What's Ben 10?" So then I had to show him Ben 10, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Bro, yeah, Ben 10. Ben 10 is it."
It's a whole thing. Meraxes.
Oh, Meraxes got shit to say, honey.
He doesn't shut up. I was trying to see if I could find that little theory video, but I don't see it. People keep fan casting Tom Holland as Ben 10.
No, we can do a lot of other people besides Tom Holland, guys. Don't get me wrong, I love Tom Holland.
I don't know why I can't find that Ben 10 Timmy Turner theory.
Oh, maybe are you thinking of Danny Phantom instead?
Yeah, why the fuck am I thinking Ben? Why am I getting
Right.
Ben?
I was gonna say Raymond just said. I was like Raymond just reminded me of that because he said Ben 10 was a regular dude who
Yes, my
can
God.
transform into different types of creatures or beings.
Yes.
Danny Phantom was a ghost. Danny Phantom though was my shit.
Danny Phantom is the
Gotta get
theory
your
with Timmy Turner. I'm sorry, Ben 10 was on Cartoon Network, was it not?
Yeah.
Didn't watch Ben 10. I was a Danny Phantom fan.
I was both. Ben 10 is legit so good though, but Danny Phantom, gotta catch him up because he's Danny Phantom. Yeah, that's my shit right there.
Yeah, Danny Phantom. I'm sitting here looking up fucking Ben 10 with Timmy Turner. No wonder I wasn't finding shit. I'm like, what the fuck? This is a whole theory. Yeah, Danny Phantom. Got them mixed up. We'll get to that super from Brian at the bottom there.
Yeah.
Chef 7 said, Marvel's story don't feel cohesive. Nope.
Because it's not. Because it ain't.
Isn't ScarJo in Jurassic Park? Indeed she is.
And she is.
One of the main characters there. Chet said, you said it right. Flop. When I was talking about Fantastic Four. Well, maybe so.
We're going to find out.
Maybe so. Ricardo said, folks love dinosaurs. Man, again, I was a huge dinosaur fan as a kid. Speaking of dinosaurs, they're doing a live action Land Before Time.
Shut up. Are they really?
They are. The creator of the original Land Before Time, the first movie, he was talking about it and talking about how they are in discussions of doing a live action Land Before Time.
Shut the front door. Are you being so serious? Those were my movies.
Oh, I had every single Land Before Time. I got every one for Christmas.
We had every single one.
Loved Land Before Time. Didn't care for the little Cartoon Network show, but
I'm gonna blubber like a fucking baby. Oh.
Let me see. He was talking about it. Did I save that, or do I have to? Here it is. There's an ongoing speculation and some evidence that suggests Land Before Time may be remade in live-action format. While Universal owns the rights to the franchise, Disney and Pixar are reportedly considering a live-action adaptation. However, there are no official. There's been no official confirmations or plans for the remake yet. Now, again, I said, let me see if I can find it, where the director was talking about it. This was very, very recently. It was on Instagram. And he was saying, like, this is a dream for him. He really wants to do this. I'll have to find it because I don't see it and I didn't save it. But that they are talking about a live action Land Before Time. Live action Land Before Time. So if you're a Land Before Time fan, and I loved the Land Before Time. No, to this day, every song, word for word, I won't stumble. You won't. That won't happen. You want to test me word for word every song. Damn near probably word for word in every movie. So yeah, Land Before Time was my shit for sure. Let's see. Andre said Thunderbolts should have started Phase 4 and things should have gotten better and better.
That part.
Raymond said we gotta talk about it. Dominic Thorne and Anthony Ramos apparently dating. Oh, really? Are they? I mean, well, you spend that much time on set with one another. Maybe sparks can fly.
Because it's not going to be this show.
Gotta
get something out of it.
Hulk going to have one fight scene like Red Hulk. Oh, yeah, probably. And then he said, that's Disney, a place where IPs go to die. Jill said Thor was releasing in threes. Oh, I really don't know how it was releasing. Don't know. All I know is that when it comes to just it charting and things, even though it came in threes, it is doing what Marvel is not. Raymond said, Disney, the place where IPs go to die, sounds like the commercial for a hospice care facility.
You're not wrong.
John C. said, Banner and Peter are close friends in Marvel Comics. The dynamic has one of the few who have tried to control the Hulk. He's one of the few who's tried to control the Hulk. Andre said, I didn't see Nick Fury and Doctor Strange as mentors.
True. That's what I'm saying. I feel like there's a difference between looking up to and like full-on mentor. Like I feel like at this point, as far as the MCU, the only mentor that we've really gotten was Tony.
Yeah, I'll agree to that because Steven was definitely not a mentor.
Right.
Steven just wanted him to fix the shit that he fucked up. He even said, sometimes I forget you're just a kid, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Fury.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, Fury, I think, obviously has a respect for Spider-Man, but Fury being who he is in the MCU.
He's like, you are a tool to protect this universe.
He told him, bitch, you've been to space. So.
The fuck?
Yeah, so I
get it together.
Don't see Fury as that.
Well, even with like Toby and Andrew, like they're very much standalone movies with no type of mentor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like the only mentor we really got out of the 3 Spider-Man, let alone in the MCU with Spider-Man, is Tony. And now that he's passed, it's like, okay, what do we don't really need a mentor. That was the whole, again, negating Tony's death. This would just be another thing that's negating his death.
Yeah.
So
Chef Seven said they should have took the introduction of the Disney shows to slowly introduce the X-Men and actual cool Marvel side characters. Echo, She-Hulk, Ironheart didn't fit for me. Moon Knight was definitely good though. I
liked it. I rewatched Moon Knight a few times.
I have not. I think I've only seen Moon Knight when I saw Moon
But
Knight.
I just like Oscar. I think he did great. I love Isaac Oscar. I think he did so good. We can see
Isaac Oscar. I do think Isaac Oscar did really good, but I don't know. Most of that stuff just is so inconsequential. Only ones I've ever really gone back and watched are WandaVision or Loki.
Makes sense.
And when I say go back and watch them, not episode for episode, I'll go back and watch like certain episodes,
certain scenes and stuff.
I feel like, yeah. Right Sound Studio said Dee did say, I'm a really good lawyer. It's true.
That's another thing. Don't put him in an end credit and then not bring him back.
I'm not sure what that was. Raymond said, talking about the episode from She-Hulk then. Raymond said Scar was killed. Oh, no, not sorry. I don't know what that one is. Scar was killed by Mufasa. He said just adapt the Spider-Man games. Brother Stark said in the comics he snapped back to Savage Hulk in one issue when Betty died. So bring back Liv Tyler to kill her. Raymond said, or kill Thor, his best friend and favorite Avenger, to bring him back out. Maybe. Grotto said, my aunt and I watched all of them, so it got very fond memories for me, but I was super obsessed as a kid. I even had the game board, LOL. Vampires and Lycans are my ish.
Yep, me too.
Raymond said,
which in there?
Aspect of Twilight is the 1,000 Years song by, that's not true. Great song, but that's
great song though.
True.
Heart beats fast. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, when it plays at the end of Breaking Dawn.
Yeah.
Jacob Valid, in my opinion, besides not respecting boundaries and imprinting on their daughter. Yeah, I was going to bring up the imprinting thing, but I left it alone.
Yeah, that part always rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, that someone needs to go check this author's house right now. Someone needs to go check their computers right now. Because what you mean?
John C. said Taylor Lautner was talented. I wanted him to play the Red Ranger in Power Rangers movies. He plays in a movie that's really not that great, but I think it's okay. I like it. It's where he gets kidnapped, or there's like somebody that goes. What's the fucking name of that fucking movie?
I couldn't tell you.
Somebody goes into his house. They kill his parents, I think, and how do you even spell his name? God, he can't. He's not even just. There he is. American actor, movies. What is that movie? Tracers.
Okay, yeah.
Tracers. That's the name of that movie. The 2015 movie. It's an action movie. Yeah. That's it. I don't think I've ever seen Taylor Lautner outside of anything else besides Shark Boy and Lava Girl, Twilight, and Tracers. Abduction.
I think the last.
I'm even thinking Tracers. It's Abduction, the one I'm thinking of. I haven't seen Tracers.
Okay. I think the last thing I seen him in was in that, like, it was literally had like every celebrity in this movie, and it was like a Valentine's thing. I think it's called Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
It was when he was dating Taylor Swift. Yeah.
Why the fuck I'm looking at Tracers and I'm looking at Abduction? That's why I got them mixed. Why are they the same movie? I mean, like, it looks like
Literally.
It looks like it's the same movie. I'm looking at like, even the female actress, it's not Lily Collins, but she looks like her. That's funny. Abduction. If you haven't seen it with Taylor Lautner, it's pretty good. I'd watch it. Gray said, the Ozark big bad kills were unexpected and epic every time. That season, boy, I didn't want to bring that one up because that's a major spoiler, but that season 3 finale of Ozark literally made me spit I had my drink in my mouth and I said, shut the fuck up. I was like, oh my God. I was like, no fucking way. Like, that shit was crazy. Shit was crazy. I kept rewinding. I was like, oh my God. It kind of hurt me though, because that's my bitch. But yeah, those big bad kills are crazy. I will say though, Ozark season 4, they did in 2 parts. My number one question from the very beginning of watching Ozark was, how do you wrap a show like this up? How do you conclude this? And I don't think they even knew, because I didn't like the conclusion. I did not like the conclusion.
Because is there only 4 seasons?
I think so. Yes, just 4 seasons, and the 4th season is in 2 parts.
Okay.
Yeah. Which didn't need to be. Marvelous D said, I'm not watching neither Ironheart nor Eyes of Wakanda. Neither am I. John C. Well, I'm teetering on Ironheart. I said I was going to try it out. John C. said, I'm the only one who doesn't mind what if. I think
you just might be, and I love that for you. I truly love that for you. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, and Samantha said it's just underwhelming. It didn't deliver on the promises. Potential went unrealized. It was a shame.
And the animation, it just wasn't. It was literally, I couldn't concentrate. I was like, there's just so much going on.
Yeah. Raymond said Sinners is the best movie of the year, but Ryan, I don't like how y'all are marketing off the homie like that. Is any of these funds, going to the family foundation?
Probably not.
Yeah. Antonio said, I thought that was a kid back there. Nope, that is one of my, I know y'all always think I'm exaggerating, one of my 9 cats, Meraxes.
Literally has 9 cats. Literally.
Meraxes is Meraxes and Vermax. They are brothers, named after obviously the dragons from House of Dragon, and they are they're pretty young. They're pretty young boys.
And him's just got a lot to say today.
Yeah, he talks a lot. Let's see. Everybody talking about 9. Wowzers. 9. I thought I was crazy. Yeah, no, and see, the funny thing is I'm looking to adopt another one. And the only reason I'm looking to adopt another
one...
Wait a minute. Just one more. And the only reason I'm doing that is Vermax plays so rough with everybody that they don't want to play with him. So he doesn't have anybody to play with. So I need to get
But
him.
what makes you think that this one's gonna play with
I
him?
need to find a rough one, like one that's gonna get in the trenches with him because he be making them cry. They'd be like, yeah. Oh man, I just.
Why don't you let him play with the dogs? Like with T'Challa.
Well, because we're thinking about recasting T'Challa over here.
Not recasting T'Challa. That's crazy.
Man, he gets on my nerves.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, I came home today and he was out of his crate. I don't know how he keeps busting out, but I fixed that shit for that motherfucker this time, so I dare him to get out. But like, I don't know how he keeps getting out of his crate. Like, I came home and he's out, and I know that him and Capone were trying to fight each other through like the big gate that's blocking my doorway to my bedroom, because I can see like the bite marks on the door frame.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm like, and if I like, let's just, because I don't know, assume maybe Capone pushed that gate down while I'm gone. I'm gone, bro. I'm not here. I'm not here today. Like, if I come back, Capone can kill T'Challa. I mean, he overpowers T'Challa. Only thing T'Challa has on Capone is height.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I mean, that's true, because Capone is huge.
Yeah, he's huge.
Dog, Capone is a big ass fucking dog. Sweetest dog in the world.
Yeah, he's very sweet. But you piss him off, and he's
the
like,
sweetest, gentle. But yeah, and he's older too, so he's like has that old man energy, and he is not having it when it comes to and T'Challa's still really young, right? He's like what?
He's still basically. I mean, he's 6, but yeah.
Okay, but he has a lot of energy.
Yeah, too much fucking energy.
I mean, T'Challa has energy that makes you think he's like 2 still. Like the boy has energy.
Oh my god! Like
you would think he was just a really big 2-year-old puppy, but he's
you
damn near 6.
Our day, you would think our daily routine is different. We do this. Our day starts the same every fucking day, and I get it. He's excited. It's a new day. I'm up. Blah blah blah. But
it's just a big boy. He just excited.
So yeah.
But also I get it, because like me with KJ, I'm like, what we do this, we're on the same routine every single day. Why are we protesting against brushing our teeth right now? Why? Why are you playing with your toys when you should be going to get dressed? We do this every day. What's happening right now?
Yeah. So we've got I've got 2 dogs and 9 cats. 9 cats.
You better do your research on that 10th one, because you're going to be shit out of luck if that 10th one doesn't play with him. And then you're just sitting up there with 10 cats.
Yeah. He's a rough player, so he needs somebody. Official MG said, yes, Universal has a How to Train Your Dragon's Land. Yeah, but then he also said they had a live-action Hiccup meet the Hiccup that's in the parks. They did the same with live-action Astridge meeting the Astridge in the parks. Yeah, I did see that.
That's cute. I guess that must be like a new little thing they're doing.
Yeah, that video was a good one. That's when I had the epiphany. I don't know why they just didn't cast him, because he is
embodied.
Yeah.
Embodied Hiccup. Oh, that was crazy.
Lauren said, I think Universal gets their worlds. They make a really good one. Yeah, Universal, Diagon Alley and the new Ministry of Magic. Holy shit. Like, that shit looks crazy. Official MG said, I did not like the Lilo and Stitch remake, but I'm happy for people that are liking it. Yeah, see, I like the things that are the same. I hate the things they changed.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Gray said, Forever got season 3 greenlit. The first season was dope. Let's see. Scroll down a little. Brian Fisher said, who will be Spider-Man's next love interest? Thank you for that, Super. What they are saying, rumor-wise,
thank you.
It's supposed to be
MJ, right? Or not MJ, Gwen.
So they say.
We just had MJ, but Miss Gwen.
So they say. Raymond said, Darius, you remember that image I showed you of the Nickelodeon heroes from different TV shows that had Danny Phantom in it? Yes, I do remember that one. He said, well, the guy is making fan image of each hero in their franchise, like Crimson Chin. Oh, I did see that. I saw, okay, so are we talking about, wait, are you talking about the image you showed me? Was it the black and white drawn image of Crimson Chin and then like Danny Phantom? And there was another Nickelodeon hero standing next to them. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. We're about to finish on these last few ones down here. Okay, let me see. There was like one of them like all together. I don't see it here though, but I think I know which one you're talking about. I think I remember the one you showed me. But yeah. Then he said, like Christian Chin, Boy Wonder, Catman from the Fairly Odd Parents, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, Danny Phantom, and all of them. That'd be dope. I think he's talking about the live action Land Before Time. Raymond said, I have every Land Before Time on VHS. Likewise, at my mama's house, I got every single one of them. Cornelia said that dinosaur in Jurassic Park looks like a giant xenomorph. Yeah, they were the thing they said they were fusing it with the looks of a xenomorph and something else. Chill said, I bet they cancel plans if How to Train Your Dragon fails. Possibly so, but I don't see it failing. I really don't. That is a very big franchise with a lot of fans, and that trailer looked great.
And that trailer looked dope. That trailer looked really, really dope. And like I said, the first one, when KJ first watched it, we watched it nonstop for like almost a month.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this was before I said I had the 9, but that's funny that he asked that. Cornelia said, Peaceful Valley, best animated song written. Oh, yeah. Come on, let's go, and run around and round. What a beautiful feeling. We finally found a peaceful valley. Yeah, I'm telling you, test me on my Land Before Time fucking knowledge. That was my shit. Ricardo said, I'm going to go to bed. So good night, Planet Fam. Hey, Ricardo, brother.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it very much. So Official MG also said, I was Team Edward, though, or through and through. You'll never get anywhere being the side piece. Sorry, Jacob. I was Team Edward, too. Agree.
I mean, I get it, but like, I was just Team Taylor, if we're just being honest. And whatever he was playing, I was a part of it.
Oh, Raymond, I'm very tired of these animals. Like I said before the stream started, we almost didn't stream because T'Challa, yet again, pissed me off before the came home, pissed me off. Ended up, when I put him outside, ended up fighting with Capone. My hand is kind of fucked, it's swollen all right here because I got bit, but not enough to where they actually went through. But it did, like, it's punctured a little, but not like through. So it's
right.
Good. It's good. It's not like that time they bit me and it actually went through. And that's not like intentional when they bite me. It's like I'm trying to break up a fight and they got 2 big ass dogs going at each other.
Right. It's just bound to happen.
The only way I can ever get them off, I have to get Capone first. So I got to go under Capone's. That's how I get bit, because I'm going under Capone's neck.
Yeah.
Him and then pull him off of T'Challa.
And Capone is like, his head alone, bro.
Yeah.
Is so big. Capone's just a big ass.
Capone he's a big dog. He's
a big dog, but the sweetest dog ever. Love Capone.
And his dad lived to be 16, so hopefully Capone lives to be that long or be that old.
T'Challa never. He just like, he gets excited and he wants me to pet him, and then I go for it, and he's like, okay, no.
Yeah, T'Challa is. As much as I yell at T'Challa, he is up my fucking ass. Like, I can't take a step to the right without him taking a step to the right. I can't go to the bathroom. Like, if I go to the bathroom, he's coming in there with me. When I take a shower, he is sitting outside. Like, he's outside the door because I didn't let him come in here tonight because I'm pissed off at him. But he's outside the door right now. So, like, he's waiting for me. Yeah. He's up my ass all the time. So
I get it. Yeah. That's how Stark is though. Like Stark literally is just has to be in the same room as me. Every once in a while he'll get up and go check on the kid, but he is in the same room as me. And if I even move 2 inches, he moves 2 inches. And I'm like, okay.
yeah. They said show. Brian said show. I've shown y'all T'Challa before. Yeah. No, he's not coming in here. I'm really pissed at him. Like I said, he bit me. Next time because he's typically in here every night when I stream. So next time I stream, I'll have him jump up here and he can be seen. But I'm really pissed at him. I really want to put my size 11 up his ass.
He's still gonna love you and follow you and be everywhere with you.
Raymond said How to Train Your Dragon got good reviews at CinemaCon, so could be good. But that is at the bottom. What kind of dog is T'Challa? Well, I was lied to because I wanted another full pit. Now they only showed the pictures of his mom originally when I got him. Now, and he looks like he was going to be a blue or American Bully, but he is mixed with something. He's not full pit. I'm not sure. Maybe mixed with lab, but he's not.
I think so, because I think Stark is pit in lab, and he low-key be looking like T'Challa.
Yeah.
I'm like, he looked at me today because he got into the fucking mud.
He's barking now.
Yeah, he got into the mud, and so I'm like spraying him off with the hose.
Shut
and
up!
He gave me this look, and I was like, T'Challa gives me the same fucking. Why do you look just like him right now? This look. Like,
yeah, no. T'Challa, I'm telling you, he wants me to. I promise you, part 2 is about to happen. I'm about to whoop his ass. We about to go. All right, it's been a great stream. I appreciate one of you being here because part 2 of my ass whooping is about to happen in a few seconds because he just got his ass beat. So appreciate every single one of you guys hanging out with us tonight.
Always appreciate you guys.
If you're new here and you like what you see, subscribe. If you haven't liked this video, go ahead and like it. We are back. Not tomorrow. I'm actually out of town tomorrow. I meant to tell you that. I don't think I told you that. I'm out of town tomorrow.
No, but that works out because I have to pick a friend up from the airport tomorrow anyway, like right at 8:30. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be out of state for graduation tomorrow. Family members' graduation. So back Thursday, Pantheon stream, and then Friday we should be back for our regular stream.
All right. I'll see you folks on Friday.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Gray. He said, I hear you shit talking in there.
Yeah.
He's barking. Yeah,
he said, I got something to say too.
It's an anxiety thing is what the vet said. The vet said he acts the way he does because like when I leave and I leave him in his crate, I'll come back and his crate will be full. I'm talking he'll be drenched in drool and fucking slob from his mouth.
But where does that come from though? He's
going insane in his crate. Because I'm out of view and probably what the fuck he's doing. He must have got put up. Probably what the fuck he's in there doing now. Yeah, I'm out of view and he goes crazy and it fucks with his anxiety. Is what the.
Does it did she ever say what stems from it or anything?
No, but she did. He has medication as far as it's weed. It's,
yeah.
Yeah. She gave him. It's not full weed. What is it? It's like.
A CBD gummy or something.
CBD. But I be taking my pen, I be taking major rips of my pen and blowing that shit directly in his face. I'd be like, relax, nigga. Fucking relax. I'd be ripping the fuck out of this shit and be like, nigga, you gotta chill.
Chill the fuck out.
Anyway, so we're out. We'll see you guys. I'll see you guys on Thursday. We'll be back here on Friday.
See you guys Friday.
I did mention to you guys that we have others coming in, so hopefully maybe next week the others will possibly be on board and things like that. But hey, we'll be back regardless. As I always say, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Yes, Gray the dog got his own weed. He needs it. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Peace out.